am Jamie, and welcome to Sci-Fi Vision Fandom Access for April 14th. We have Daredevil Born Again and Monarch, and as well as For All Mankind once again. So thank you if you're joining us, and please make sure that you like the video, hype it if you can. The hypes are also always the best, and subscribe to Sci-Fi Vision. And we have, let's see, Thursday at 11, we have our Daredevil deep dive, as well as a watch party at 9:30. These are all Eastern times. And starting Sunday, of course, because, the 19th is when From starts. So we're going to have a watch party at midnight, which is Saturday night into Sunday, as well as one on Sunday at 9, because we have a live stream deep dive at 10:30 on Sunday. And that's with me and Scarlett. And then AJ, me, and Karen on Monday at 10 have our review show for From. So make sure you all come. In other news, if you didn't see, I posted it. I did finally schedule one of our live From interviews, which is with Samantha Brown. It is on Tuesday. I'm reading it, make sure I get it right. Tuesday, April 28th at 8 Eastern. So make sure you join us for that. She, of course, plays Acosta. You can ask her questions by putting them in the chat when we do that.
And Jamie, can you remind us who Samantha Brown is and who she plays?
Yeah, she plays Acosta, and Danny Acosta, and she was on our show last year, and it was really great. I shouldn't say last year, last season. It's been over a year. But on our show last season, it was a lot of fun. So, yeah, we hope that you'll join us again. And we have other From guests coming as well, which I will be announcing soon. Then tomorrow, which I probably should have done it in order. I know it went out of order, but tomorrow, make sure you join us at, I think 10. Isn't that what I have marked down? I'm like, I better check 10, I think. We have our From 10. Okay. We have our From trivia at 10 Eastern. We're going to be doing some trivia, some Name That Red Shirt, a lot of fun stuff to prepare for the new season. So guys, please make sure you join the party with us tomorrow. I also, assuming our videos, sometimes it takes 24 to 48 hours, but I did talk to Harold Perrineau today, which was really great, really fun. I have a video clip to share if I get it in time for Tuesday. If not, it'll be after that, or Wednesday. I mean, I'm hoping to have it tomorrow. But something I think people will enjoy, and that interview will be up soon as well. So, yeah, stay tuned for all the From goodness. But yeah, that's all starting tomorrow. So, yay. So, how are you guys? I've had a very long day, a good day, but a long day.
Hey, B. Hey.
Yeah, you sound a little tongue-tied. You've been busy all day, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said, how have you guys been? I've had a long day. I said it's been a good day, but it's been a long day. How have you guys been?
I'm good. I as usual, I spent half the day in the car driving to Jersey.
Well, but you're there now, at least. So that's good.
AJ, are you good? AJ shaved today. Not today.
How did you spend? All right. How did you spend half your day driving to Jersey? How slow do you drive?
Well, 4 hours. It takes about 4 hours. 3.5, 4 hours.
Yeah, that's not half a day.
That's half the work day.
Yeah, half the work day.
Okay, half the work.
I was gonna say, yeah, Kimberly, he shaved. I don't know if you're just behind, but he shaved. So yeah, AJ looks quite different today. But all right, well, we have Daredevil first. Hopefully my computer will hold out. I had issues today. I feel like I'm always having issues, but I made a joke about it earlier because the last time it restarted in the middle of an interview was with Catalina. So I think that the curse of the town of From gives me issues.
Catalina, the actress who plays
Tabitha, yeah, and From, because I was waiting for Harold this afternoon and the computer restarted, and I'm like, this has only happened twice, and it's both been for From, so I don't know what that says there, but anyway.
Oh, hey Doc, I didn't see Doc sneak in.
Hi, Doc.
Yes, hello Doc, just me, Kimberly B, Anon, who else? Kimberly, I might have said that twice. Anyway, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us. All right. So before I forget, also, I never did find out how to pronounce it. Because it might be Isla, you might be right. But
It's Isla.
It is okay.
Can you guys hear all that noise?
What?
Yeah, you're okay. You kind of went out a second, but we can hear you. But before I get tomorrow morning, I have she plays Vanessa on Daredevil. I will have that interview going up as well. So, as well as my From review, the embargo lifts at midnight. It's probably going to be a little bit late, but it'll at least be here by morning. But I'm going to try to get something up before then. So
and spoiler free.
Yeah, spoiler-free review, I should say. The spoilers are not allowed yet, but the actual review embargo is up at midnight. So I can at least let you guys know what I thought of the season. So there's that. I'm going to try to do it into a video.
Can anybody imagine a scenario where Jamie's like, "Oh, this season is going to suck. I hated it. I hated every minute."
That's fair. No, but
no,
that's
I
all
can't do that.
to come. All right. Well, why don't we get started on this episode? Karen, you seem like you're liking the season a bit better now than you did at the beginning. It seems like.
I definitely liked. I mean, I have issues with this episode, of course. I think we all do, but I did like this episode better. Jamie and I watched it together a whole week ago now, and Jamie was like, "You sound like you like this better," and I said, "I think I do like this particular episode better than the previous part of the season." I did not get a chance to rewatch it, which I meant to tonight, but AJ and Jamie know I encountered some obstacles. My dad goes to sleep at like 7:45 all the time, and it's always on Tuesday that he's like, "I'm wide awake till 9:45," and I'm like, "Turn off Fox News."
I was gonna get something to get him sleepy on Tuesdays.
But I did like this episode better. I mean, there's parts of it that I find that I didn't, but in general, yeah, this might be to me the best episode of the season so far.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The beginning of the season started off a little slow, but I do think so far this one's been the best, and quite crazy ass shit that went down I didn't expect. That's for sure. And you are right, Kimberly, that Poindexter is very nice looking.
Isn't he? Wow. Can you please not wear that stupid costume and just wear that?
Yeah, just wear the tank top. It's all good. Yeah. I'm sure AJ don't care, but we care. What did you think about it, AJ? Other than about Poindexter, what did you think?
I liked it. It was a good episode. I feel like since the previous episode, like things are kind of moving a little quicker now.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I said, the first couple were a little slow comparatively, but it's clipping now. All right, so we get scenes that are, I was gonna say flashback, it's not a flashback. Scenes that are just of Bullseye, Poindexter. I was kind of worried, and I think I said this to you, Karen, in the watch party. I was a little worried that they were going to do like a whole episode with him because, I mean, he's cool, but like I didn't need a whole episode. So I'm glad that they didn't, just because I don't need that when we only have 8 episodes. I have heard, I don't know if it's 100% true. It might just be speculation, but I have heard supposedly they're going to be making a spinoff of him. Whether that happens is to be seen. But in a show where we only have 8 episodes, even if he looks hot, I don't need a full full episode.
I've heard that thing about a spinoff. I've read a few articles where people felt like this episode makes it not possible for there to be a spinoff. And I'm looking forward to AJ's comments as we cover this episode. I think in the comics, he's a full-on villain, and this episode is making him kind of, is he a good guy? No, but he's like the enemy of my enemy kind of guy in this episode, right? I don't know, AJ. What do you say about that?
A Bullseye spinoff show could work. I think there's other things and better things they could be doing with Disney Plus shows.
Chill. Sorry.
What?
I said, shield, shield, shield.
Oh,
God, she's obsessed.
But the thing is, I mean, as we've said before, villains aren't villainy. You know, like they're not sitting there twirling their mustache, going, what's the most creative thing I can think of to be a bad guy? You know, Dexter's, you know, like a lot of villains, he's a hero in his own mind. Like, you know, he has it. You know, he says it in this episode. If he can do one good thing, that's going to erase all the bad stuff I did. Like, that's not how it works, but he thinks that's how it works.
He thinks so,
So
yeah.
I could see a spin-off where he's trying to, you know, be good, but can't be.
You know, though, it's funny you say the one good thing, and of course that one good thing is kill Fisk too. So I don't know how good. I mean, to us it's good, but it's not necessarily murdering somebody.
But it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't negate everything else, and murder isn't necessarily the answer.
Well, he's set up as like the opposite of Matt, who, as terrible as he thinks Fisk is, he like saves Fisk from being killed because Matt. It's funny because Matt like is an incredibly violent person, and he does beat the shit out of a lot of people and kill some people, but ultimately he doesn't want Fisk to be killed. He wants Fisk brought to justice, right?
Right.
Yeah. But that says more about who Matt is than about Fisk.
And then what's his? I want to call him Poindexter again. He just wants to kill him, which, you know, I kind of like. I don't like. I could kind of understand with that. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I would too. Doc's funny. Oh, he'll watch his OnlyFans.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah. All right. So he goes to the diner. I did really enjoy this opening scene. Just the way they shot it and choreographed it, I thought was really funny.
Yeah, I like the diner scene a lot. I thought that was done really well.
Yeah.
I always enjoy scenes with Bullseye because I love the creative ways, you know, that he does stuff.
Yeah. I like, we're both echoing now. Am I echoing to people? Okay, it went away. It sounded like it was. Yeah, I like though that he uses like all kinds of crap as his weapons, like anything that's around. That's what I enjoyed. But it's funny too because he's calling and he's like, Punisher's here. He's calling the task force and like, you know, immediately that he's doing it because he's going to kill them all when they get there. Yeah, just the whole sequence, the way it was great. I know he uses a toothpick. I think he uses the straw. He uses a lobster to kill somebody. All kinds of things. There he is with the straw. So yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was violent, but it was fun, I thought. And then there's like this guy here with his little doggy, and he's like, "Don't hurt me." And you know, I'm like, he better not hurt the dog. And of course he didn't. It's like, no, I'm the good guy. I wouldn't do that.
To me, one thing that played to this scene's advantage was that it was daylight and it wasn't another one of these nighttime dark scenes where I'm like, what the hell is happening on my television right now? Like, daylight, we could more easily see what was going on. And yeah, it was great. Well choreographed, fun, well done.
Yeah. And there he is saying he's the good guy. Hey, Bill, welcome. All right. So he gets out. Like I said, he throws the lobster. There's a lobster laying there. And then he puts his bullseye and ketchup on the door. I mean, I guess it was better than using blood. I just the whole thing was just kind of surreal. The whole scene. It was great. But yeah, he leaves it for Matt to find later, the scene. And then we have more of BB's video making fun of Fisk there. And I was reading what it said from money laundering offshore accounts. Yeah, he's still not happy about that. We didn't really get a whole lot of stuff about that though in this episode. I feel like because there were so many other things going on.
But I think that BB's videos now are becoming more explicit about what Mayor Fisk is doing. Right, this is like a clear accusation. In this video, as opposed to, you know, like I don't know. I feel like maybe they were more generically making fun of him, and now this is like more clear accusation against him.
All right. So then we also have, I don't remember her name, Soledad. Actually, I do remember.
That is her name.
Yeah, Soledad.
Okay. So Matt and Karen. I'm like, what was it? I'm like, oh, Karen, I shouldn't forget that. Matt and Karen are interviewing not just her, the different people. It seems like that were at the warehouse or whatever that had been saved. But they're leaving recording videos in order to tell people the truth. I mean, I kind of question some of this though, because I wonder, like, aren't they in danger if they're making videos? But you know, it's so they can get the truth out. We want to see.
I mean, they were already arrested. It's not like they're unknown to the task force, right?
Well, they're making the video. They're making the video to get it to BB.
Yeah.
So she can.
Yeah. I kind of wonder though. We talked about this last week. Like, did they even realize all the people they had in there, or did they just grab people off the streets and not even bother? Like, well, do they even necessarily know specifically who's missing? I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I just worry about them making the videos. So Swordsman is kind of like, that's it for me. He doesn't want to participate, which is really disheartening. Yeah. I think we all enjoyed him, and it sucks that he's like, nope.
I don't know.
Well, he comes back later. I get though, like it's Daredevil's show. I mean, they can't keep him in, I guess.
Exactly.
Look, I enjoy him. I enjoy him in small doses. I mean, he's not. I mean, his power is sword fighting.
He doesn't even have a power. He's just a really good sword.
He's a really good sword fighter. In fact, I was just watching Indiana Jones the other night. You know that scene where that guy comes out and he's like with the sword, and Indy just like pulls out a gun and shoots him?
Yeah.
Like Swordsman, I know he's like super fast, but like I think he's great, but I don't know that a whole show of Swordsman would be that good.
No.
Oh, sure. Fair enough. But either way, he is done with the vigilante stuff for now.
Here's Ant-Man.
Well, yeah, he does.
He looks like Ant-Man.
Kind of, yeah. I miss his red suit.
Ant-Man's helmet is totally different.
I know, but those little things remind me. I know ants have long antennae, not little.
He's a devil.
I know, but I don't know.
We are aware. All right, so Angela is going to try to get the video to BB. Karen, I think, is kind of worried about her doing it, but I appreciate that Matt like kind of wasn't. He was just like, he respected that she would. I mean, granted, he knows that she has some powers because of the amulet and everything, but he didn't really like talk down to her because she's younger, which I expected. I feel like, I don't want to say Karen did that, but Karen was kind of like, you know, or worried about her. Like I said, yeah, because she's younger. So,
well, I didn't watch the previous show, but you guys, hasn't Matt kind of had like developed his powers from being a teenager also? Like he started at a young age also, right?
That I don't know.
Being involved in crime fighting, right?
Matt was like, I want to say Matt was like 12 when he had his accident.
Yeah. And he started this when he was young. Spider-Man's in high school, right? Like people can be superheroes and be.
But Matt didn't start crime fighting until he was an adult.
Blind when he was young, but I didn't think he was.
All right. And all she was doing was like, look, I can get this to her in a way that you guys can't. Like, just let me help you, right? Like they don't have very many allies.
Yeah, because they're looking for Matt and Karen, so they can't do it, and she can't. All right. So then this guy comes in, and he is the first mate that they were looking for before, the first mate of the ship. The Northern Star, and he's looking for a safe place to go. And whoops, I thought I had a picture of the woman. I do not. But the one woman from the restaurant says that she'll help him get where he's going to protect him. Yeah, because they're still after him, obviously, because of the whole thing with the ship that we talked about in other episodes. All right. And if I'm going too fast or too slow, let me know. I'm trying to steady pace.
This is a good pace.
All right. Okay, good. So then we have Fisk and Vanessa, and I believe this scene is where he's telling her he wants her to go see the mayor. Is it mayor or governor?
Governor.
He's the mayor.
He's the mayor. Okay, that was a dumb question. Governor. I was like, why did I say that? Okay. Just like I told you when I was I was like, when I was talking to Isla, and I said got stabbed in the neck, and she's like, it wasn't the neck. I'm like, it's just one of those days. But anyway, he's telling her to go see the governor, and she wants to be at the fight, and he's kind of sending her away because he's worried about her because of he thinks that Bullseye is going to show up at the fight. I'm still a little unclear. We had talked about this before. I didn't think they were purposely drawing him to the fight, but now I'm kind of wondering about that. Okay.
Oh no, it was a setup the whole time.
So how did they intend to, I guess, capture and kill him then? They're just too cocky.
Because he's got his guys are all over the building.
Yeah, it's just not
like
not
they're anticipating it.
Yeah, well,
They're
either
always
way,
on the watch.
She wants to be at the fight. She does not want to stay behind, but she does agree to go, or at least, to him, she agrees to go, and is going to get on the flight. And then we have more of the first mate. There's the woman saying that she'll help protect him, and then there's just
Help him get away.
Help him get away, yeah. And then there's two of them kissing. I don't know if there was any conversation in there. At least I don't remember any conversation that was important.
They said they love each other.
I said they love each other.
How do you guys, or how do people in the chat? I told you guys a couple episodes that I don't really see the chemistry between those two. And like they're together just because the show told me in the hiatus they got back together and they're in love or whatever. And this might be a thing because I didn't watch the first show, right? Where for 3 seasons.
Yeah.
To me, there's not a spark between them. I don't see it.
I agree with what you're saying. I mean, in the original show, you see it. In this,
Kimberly, between Karen and Matt.
In this, I don't even know why. I mean, I feel like they put them back together just because. I really don't feel like they don't like. I feel like they moved past the relationship and they're just friends, but yet they are now back in a relationship. I agree that for a new viewer, they definitely don't see it, and he's somebody that knows their history. I feel like it's kind of shoehorned in. Like they don't need to be a couple. Like it's just not there anymore. And honestly, I mean, for me at least, I feel like Matt's other relationships have always been stronger than what he has with Karen, at least in Netflix.
I mean, it's funny because I only really saw Hoppy, is that his name? For
Foggy.
What's his name? Huggy? Foggy. Okay. Despite my inability to know his name, I really see that intense friendship. I really get that. I saw it in the first episode or two. I get Matt's grief. To me, that spark, that relationship is there. But Matt and Karen, to me, just feel like chess pieces that writers put together.
Yeah. I feel like in the original series, I wanted them to be together. Now I really don't.
Well, part of what happened in the first season was because they completely revamped the first season. The original writing team got fired because Kevin Feige hated what they were doing with the show and hired new people, and they kind of repurposed footage that was already shot, plus brought Karen and Foggy back because they were not originally in Born Again.
Kelly says,
I want to answer Kimberly's question real quick.
All right, go to Kimberly first.
Yes, absolutely. There was definitely a spark between Karen and Frank. There was always that kind of flirty, forbidden, Karen's whole thing. I can't date a killer, but I'd like to.
I mean, Kelly says, I agree as well. They did have a spark in the first series, but not now. I guess she means
Karen and Matt. Yeah.
Karen and Matt. Yeah, I agree. Kelly, Kimberly's agreeing with that. So Kelly, Mrs. Foggy, I guess people.
I miss Foggy
for sure, Karen and Frank had sparks.
Yeah. I felt like if Karen were to watch the original series,
Karen, me.
Karen, you. Because I know how you are. I feel like you would have been like, what was the point of putting him in if they were only going to kill him in the end of the series? Because that's something you would say. Because I kind of feel like that. Like they spent 3 years him being a main character, and I'm like, shit. Especially because I watched part of Out of Order. I already knew they were going to kill him. It's like, damn, I do miss Foggy, but yeah, it is what it is. All right, so
AKA Hoppy. I want to watch a show about Blind Spot and Hoppy.
Anyway, moving along.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
so
the task force goes to the
legal office, right?
yeah, legal office. I was gonna say the lawyer. I'm like, I could not think of the word legal office. Goes to the legal office where Kristen. I know I still can't remember which it is.
Kirsten.
Kirsten.
Okay. Anyway, goes to the office and they start trashing it because they're trying to find Matt.
Because they're dicks. All they do is trash stuff and punch people.
And they think
No, they weren't. No, they weren't looking for Matt. They were looking for Swordsman.
Swordsman. Okay.
Her client.
And they figure because he was her client that he would be there. I feel like that would be really stupid on his part, though.
Right?
Like,
that's the last place he would go. Come on, Abe. Come on, task force, lunkheads.
Yeah. I think though they like any excuse to cause problems, though.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. So yeah, they wreck the place.
I hate that guy.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to like him.
Punch him.
Yeah, you're not supposed to like him. And then we have Fisk and Buck. And hold on, I'm getting this up. So this is the scene between Fisk and Buck, and then Mr. Charles comes in. So he ends up, because he's not happy with what's gone down, and Fisk is not happy with the way he's talking to him. That's definitely a no-no when it comes to Fisk. Like, you don't talk down to him. Mr. Charles, whatever, he has people, I should say, not he. He's acting like a smartass, but his people pull a gun on them. And he says something like, I never go into a room I don't know how to get out of, or something to that effect. And expects them to be scared. But of course, it's Fisk and he always has a plan for everything. And I guess they expected it because they turn around and Buck kills them and aims at Mr. Charles. And then after they leave, I know he said shit or something when they left. He was not happy after that. I don't think he's scared, but I think he's pissed off now because he killed his people.
It was Fisk says, he's very annoyed with Charles. He's like, how about a phone call? He's like, that's the courteous thing to do. And Damon goes, or he could have texted.
That would have worked too.
Modern child.
Yeah. Either way, yeah, I think this was like a power move, and this was just them trying to intimidate each other. And Fisk won that round, I think. So then Karen in her wig goes to talk to Kristen. She helps her clean up the office. There she is in her wig there. And Kirsten's still, I think, worried about Matt at this point. I don't know. Karen never says anything to her, though, about him being
Karen
safe.
doesn't say anything specific, but she does tell her that Matt is safe. And Kristen,
that's what I was trying to remember.
Kirsten's like, okay.
Yeah, so at least she knows he's alive. And because before she thought maybe, Bullseye or Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So then we go to the governor here.
Governor Lily Taylor.
I'm going to say Lily Taylor. I don't remember the character's name, but the governor. So I really like this scene. I felt like, and I think we had talked about this in the watch party, it was finally like, okay, Vanessa is stepping up again, doing something kind of behind the scenes, pulling the strings. I really liked this scene where she talks to Vanessa and tells him that she doesn't want to back her husband, pretty much says he's nuts without outright saying it, and says that she wouldn't back him, but she would back him. I can't talk, but I don't think that's anything new. Would back him and his wife because I don't want to say she trusts.
She said,
her,
okay. She said, I wouldn't back Mayor Fisk, but I will back Mr. and Mrs. Mayor Fisk.
Yeah.
So, which could be Mrs. Mayor and her husband. Like, does that mean a flip-flop?
Well,
Vanessa for mayor? Or
I'll tell you
just
one thing.
that he wants Vanessa to take a stronger role. Like, what does that mean?
I haven't.
Well, Vanessa flat out says she knows how to coax him. She knows how to, manipulate him.
Too far, yeah.
I'm watching this scene and I immediately thought Karen is going to love this scene because just last week she was complaining about Vanessa.
Right. I was complaining that Vanessa's been sort of sidelined for the first 3 episodes, and that she's just this like little, like she was a independent agent last season, and now she's just a supportive spouse, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like this in general, but this character's agency to me was kind of taken away for a few episodes. So yeah, I loved it. AJ, you're right. And Jamie and I talked about it in the watch party.
Yeah, I really liked it too. Yeah, she knows she can control her husband and keep him from going too far off the rails, and they kind of have an understanding now. And I mean, he knows I don't know if he knows the conversation they have, but I feel like she doesn't hide anything from him. So I guess he probably would.
You know what this scene was? Did you guys ever see My Big Fat Greek Wedding, when the grandmother says, the man is the head, but the woman is the neck, and the neck can turn the head any way it wants.
Yeah, I have,
and that is kind of what this scene was, right?
Yeah, it kind of is. You're right. All right. So either way, she has the governor wrapped around her finger a bit there.
I don't know about that, but they have an understanding.
Well, she's keeping her there. I mean, I feel like if Vanessa wasn't there, she would have pulled out by now.
Correct. But wrapped around her finger is maybe
that's a little strong.
That's a little much.
Yeah.
And not going to last long.
But she somewhat trusts Vanessa, which she probably shouldn't.
Love that. We talked a lot, Jamie, about her being in red in this episode. I do love that red coat.
Yeah, I do too. She's always in red now that she's killed, except in the last scene, obviously. But yeah, we'll get to that. All right. So then Angela brings I don't know why she was given it. I don't remember if there was a reason why she chose him to give the jump drive to BB, but she slips him the drive so that he can give it to her. And I so thought he was going to blow it later. He's like really conspicuous.
Isn't that the boy from the bodega last week?
Yes. Yeah. And I thought they did not like each other. Now she's like trusting him to do that. So that was kind of funny. But yeah, she passes it off to him. And then we have Matt, who is dressed as Task Force, comes into the diner. And look, it was obvious really quickly that was Matt in there. But
it was a pretty good idea, though.
Yeah, it was. And I found it funny too, though, because he can see. So like he's blind, but nobody knows he is. So it works out. It's just interesting. But he goes in there trying to find clues, and he finds the ketchup, the bullseye. And I forget, he finds something that leads him to the church. Remind me what he found. The coin. Okay. Yeah, that leads him to the church where Bullseye was. And he talks to, that's a good picture there. He talks to the preacher who...
Priest.
I'm not Catholic. Anyway, he talks to the priest who doesn't at first necessarily want to help him because he doesn't want to give up Bullseye, but he does make a point of saying something like that Bullseye said he could hear the church bells from his house or something to that effect, which is how Matt tracks him down to where he is after that. And they fight, and he pulls the poor neighbor at gunpoint there in order to get away. And I think this might have been the start of the conversation. I could be wrong, but I think this is the start of their conversation about that one good thing and how to erase the bad things and about killing Fisk. And he's like, I can't let you do that. So yeah, that's where this conversation starts. He doesn't hurt the woman though, but he does get away because of course Matt, saves the woman instead of going after him instantly, but he does go after him after that. More about the first mate, him recording about what happened. So at least they got a video, if nothing else, I guess, right? Before,
I guess to me, that story is just sort of like a little blah, blah, blah going on the side. Like, I don't really care about the first mate that much, right? Like,
yeah, but the first mate Fingers Fisk is being behind the gun. So that's kind of a big thing.
It's an important piece of information, but all the time they spend with this guy, like, I'm like, whatever, okay, like, let's move it along here. I don't care about
that much time.
But yes, he's able to like, he's the last living person who can like attach Fisk to the explosion.
Yeah. So
and the guns.
Yeah.
All right. So then we go to, this must be at the fight, right? To BB and Daniel.
Yeah.
Finally, my two favorite people.
Yes, they are going to be attending the fight. Excuse me. I still like the bitchin' in the kitchen idea better, but I forget what it was.
I agree.
Actually.
Bitchin' in the kitchen was better.
Bitchin' in the kitchen, yeah.
Whatever it was called, but they're going to go to the fight and watch it. And meanwhile, Fisk is getting ready. And he tells Buck, which this was a bad idea, like from the start. He wants Buck to leave because he wants him to go find that first mate and kill him. And of course, Buck's like, yeah, but we need to be here, in case Bullseye comes and everything. And he's like, no, go take care of this. And he talks him into leaving, even though he thinks it's a bad idea, which it was. But he does agree to leave.
So I had a couple issues with this part of the episode, and Jamie, you'll remember Jamie in the watch party. I was like, "Oh, come on, the mayor's in a charity boxing match," and I'm trying to imagine the mayor of my city, or the mayor of New York City, or the mayor of anywhere being in a boxing match. Then I thought, well, there's supposed to be a UFC fight at the White House, so times have changed. But anyway, the whole thing I was thinking, I'm like, this is crazy. And then, come to find out, to me, I didn't know that this is right from the comic books, this boxing match, right, AJ?
Yeah. And Fisk isn't your typical mayor. I mean, Fisk is...
Well, no. I mean, certainly Mom Donnie wouldn't be in a boxing match.
I was just going to say that when you were like, I can't think of any, and I'm thinking, Mom Donnie.
And my mayor, Brandon Scott, the mayor of Baltimore, is a very skinny little guy. And I'm trying to think of it. I mean, it's just, and then during the watch party, I was like, a charity boxing match, and look how it goes, blah, blah, blah. But whatever. This is the
Peter.
thing. This is adapted from the comic.
Welcome.
Hi, Peter.
Yeah, I have to question, though, when we said this too, why his opponent agreed to fight him, because he couldn't have.
Well, it's a charity.
Yeah, I know, but I mean,
but in the comics. All right, well, let's get to the fight. We'll talk about what happens in the comics, what I've read, what AJ knows, and how it plays out. But it's charity boxing. Usually a charity boxing match is just like a little boom, boom, boom. And, it's more about celebrities and not about anybody actually getting hurt, right?
Yeah. But I think
you usually
about Fisk.
You let the celebrity put on a good showing, usually because it's for charity. And usually nobody gets killed, right?
Usually, we hope not, but you don't know. Either way, there's all the merchandise there. Daniel brings back a whole bunch of shit. I love that though. Sheila's like, I hope you got your discount, and I think she was just being sarcastic. I don't know, but he's like, there's a discount.
It's like a giant head of the mayor in a city skyline of New York, right?
Yeah, which I'm guessing is glass, not plastic. Going by what happens. I mean, I would think it would be plastic buying something like that, but for the sake of the show, we're going to say it's glass. All right, so let's get ready to rumble. Here we go.
Here's the match.
There's the match. Yep. He introduces them, and there's the guy who is kind of like, we're like, why did the city agree to this? Which we just talked about, but he does not know what's coming, apparently, or does not have an idea. Hopefully he compensated his family well, at least.
I guess. And I guess also to remember, as big as Fisk is in this show, he's bigger in the comic books. I just read today, in the comic book, he's 6'7" and 450 pounds, right?
Oh,
he's like a behemoth. He's like bigger than Reacher.
That's why in the terrible Ben Affleck Daredevil movie, I loved I can't think of the actor's name now. Crap.
Who played Kingpin?
Yeah.
Was like a perfect choice because he's huge.
I'm gonna Google it while we talk about this. Daredevil, Ben Affleck.
I was gonna say this Kingpin also has gotten a little bit more healthy since the first season too. So he's even smaller than he was. But I still buy it. It's okay.
Well, the thing you have to remember about Kingpin is, a lot of people see him and they're like, oh, he's this big fat guy. And he's not. He's solid muscle.
Yeah.
Like he's big, but he's muscle.
Right.
Oh, Michael Clark Duncan played him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, yeah. Very big.
It's been forever
guy.
since I've seen that movie, so I don't
Yeah. But yeah,
Yes.
so he's a little small because where are you going to find a 6'7", 450 actor who can do this, right?
Not a whole lot. Not that can lead a Marvel show anyway.
There's Vanessa Ward-White to this.
Yeah. You know, I never got. I ran out of time. I never got to the question I wanted to talk about the weight, but yeah. So she is supporting him and went there, even though it was
Look at the woman sitting next to her. Look how the woman's dress next to her is sort of like a gray, like, I don't want to say a poor woman's, but it's like the off the rack versus the designer version of the dress right there, right? Isn't that sort of a mirror image?
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't even catch that.
I didn't catch it either, but yeah, it kind of is. I'm guessing that might have been intentional. Thank you, Dieter. Yes, everybody, please like the video and subscribe to Sci-Fi Vision. We always appreciate it. You were so much better than I am at remembering to do that. All right, so Vanessa is there. She has come. No matter what he said, she showed up.
I love the Fisk banner, like we're in college in 1950, and we're going to wave a little banner.
I know, right? They had all that merch, right?
You know, the thing I loved about Vanessa showing up was it's such a power move on her part.
Oh yeah, because Fisk told her didn't want her to come, right?
Like, yeah, I'm doing what I want. I mean, that's Vanessa for you. She always does what she wants. To be
although, like I asked Jamie about this the other night because Vanessa's been having dreams about pointing bullseye. She's been having dreams about this guy killing her, right? And she's really afraid of him. And yet, and Fisk says, "Don't come. He might be there," and she comes. So, like, why did she go? Like,
because she has a gun in her purse.
That little tiny gun, yeah, that she learned how to shoot like a week ago. It was kind of shocking to me actually that Vanessa was like shooting that gun. Like, I don't know. Anyway, Vanessa does the power thing and not the safe thing, I guess. And why do you guys think she came? As a power move purely? Because she loves her husband and wants to see him beat the shit out of a guy? Like, why did she come there?
Oh, it's totally because he doesn't want her there.
Yeah, I would agree. In my own opinion, now I know like what she said, and like in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about her answers. I'm like, but yes, I personally agree with what you said. I think that she's also showing him, that she's her own.
So like a don't tell me what I can't do kind of.
Right. But I also think it's to support him. I think it's a bit of both. But yeah, if you want to hear what the actress said, tomorrow morning, I will have up that interview.
So you did ask her that question.
Yes, I did ask her that question.
Woo-hoo! Yes.
What her opinion is on why she came and all that. So tune in for that. All right. So she comes up and she's like, kiss me. And that's the other thing too. She's very aggressive, He's kind of like, you're not supposed to be here. And she's like, oh, just shut up and kiss me is basically what she does. And
well, he just murdered somebody, so
he did, and she is, I think, turned on by that fact, which is not a good thing.
Well, it also it takes everybody's attention away from it.
Yeah.
She's smart.
I have a couple issues with him killing him also.
With what?
I have a couple issues with him killing this guy in the match, you guys.
Were you surprised though? I mean, I
would hope you have issues with it.
Well, I mean, first of all, I was thinking today about, so I'm not a doctor or a physicist, but ever since I busted my shoulder, I have studied a lot of, I've learned a lot about the shoulder and studied it and looked at diagrams and read about it. And I was like, I don't know that a human in a boxing glove could really punch through a guy's chest like that, right? But whatever.
Fisk is really, 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 really strong.
I mean, and he doesn't have superpowers. He's supposed to be strong through extreme force of training and will, kind of, right? He's not. Yeah. He's stronger than the average bear, but only because of working out and and training and willing himself. I just didn't know that physical. Yes, you can be impaled through the chest. I'm not sure that with a box without a point. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of dumb. I also thought as the mayor of New York and you're doing this charity thing, is killing the guy in a gruesome manner an effective marketing move, right?
Everybody in the audience. shocked and most of them disgusted.
And then they cheered.
And then they cheered, probably because they're scared of him.
I mean, why do they cheer? Because they're turned on by the blood and the violence? Because
it's their mayor. He's cleaning up New
I
York.
Most looked
but he's not cleaning up New York by murdering this guy in the like.
Listen, I agree. I'm not saying it makes total sense, but I mean, as far as him killing the guy, it's not like Fisk had that intention. He, goes on a rampage, and he can't control himself.
So in the comic book, AJ, I don't know, I haven't read it, but I read about it. And in the comic book, this guy agreed to throw the fight. It's a charity fight. He agrees to throw it so that Fisk can look good. And then Fisk kills him anyway, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, because he goes into a rage.
But is he not, in the comic book, is he a person that's a character? This guy is not a...
No.
Yeah.
So we're thinking he killed him because he just uncontrollable adrenaline rage.
Yes.
He just unleashed his fury and killed him.
Yeah, it was yeah. He just Fisk cannot control his rage.
Well, and I was also thinking today about Fisk in the way that Fisk wants to be seen, like he wants to be tough on crime, he wants to be violent and crack down on the city, and he's got this violent army and violence. He glorifies violence, and yet he also wants to be beloved and worshipped.
Yeah, it's like, how do you have it both ways, right? He's trying to.
Can you have it both ways? I mean, because life imitates art, because there are politicians in the world that we know of who feel the same way. And he wants both, and like, does one exclude the other, right? Not yet.
Sure. Kimberly's hit the nail on the head.
They have drank.
The audience has drank Kool-Aid.
Well, and to Kimberly's point, certainly the people in that room, like if you hate Fisk, you wouldn't buy a ticket to his fight. If you love Fisk, you buy a ticket to his fight, right?
I thought, though, some of them looked horrified, but you're right, they cheered after. And I wonder if it's almost like kind of like you're saying, the Cold of Fisk, like the idea that, I'm trying to think of the right way to describe it, but like sort of getting on the bandwagon, like some of them were like, oh, this is cool. So like they all kind of like now are pro Fisk or whatever.
I mean, not everybody completely. I mean, certain people, like BB still looked terrified.
Yeah, she was definitely.
Even Daniel was like,
yeah, she was a little shocked there too.
I mean, Daniel's realizing that he's in way deeper than he ever intended, right?
Yeah, I think he's dug a hole he's not going to be able to get out of. Personally, that's what I think.
So anyway, then Bullseye shows up.
Bullseye shows up. Let's move it along. Yes. Then just in Fisk's moment of glory, Poindexter arrives.
I wanted to ask you, AJ, because it's bugging me, and I'm guessing I just missed it. But Fogwell's, was this? I'm assuming that has to do with Foggy. Like,
no, one has nothing to do with the other.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know, if it was connected to his name. All right.
Fogwell's is the gym where his dad used to train.
Yeah, I know, but I thought maybe like it belonged to like Foggy's father.
No connection. No, just similar sounding things.
All right. So anyway, so he takes the paperweight, the glass paperweight, and he's going to ram it through Fisk, and he throws it at him. But before he can do that, Vanessa pulls out her little gun out of her purse, and she totally pushes off. Was it Buck? Whoever it was that grabbed her. Pushes him off and is like, I got this, basically. Pulls out the gun, shoots at Bullseye. Somehow she hits him. I mean, it's a good shot. I don't know that she should be that good of a shot that she could get Bullseye, but he was distracted because he was busy throwing.
Hold on. So, Bullseye, everything he throws hits its mark. As far as him getting shot, it's not like he's anti-Bullseye with himself.
No. And I think it's
so the fact that she shot him isn't really that surprising.
No, well, I guess that's, but he was distracted as he was throwing it. But the point is she hits him and it knocks his aim.
I have two things here. Before you move, can we talk about how that high shoulder on her dress that we saw in the previous scene is now almost like a shield? Like, I love how they did that dress and they use it now in the scene where it's like up and like kind of protecting her throat.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's that dress is kind of like armor in this shot, right? I love that.
Yeah,
but not
it does. I hadn't noticed that. But yeah, Look, I mean, I kind of like it. Like, she was protecting him and she was the one. Like, it wasn't him that did it. You know what I mean? It was her. So I appreciate that. But I think the biggest takeaway from this and the important part of it is the fact that when she shoots him, she hits him and it knocks his aim off. So it does not. I mean, I think it was supposed to have knocked it somewhat off the way they filmed it. It's not 100% clear, but the way he kind of jerked to me meant that the aim was off a little bit.
I don't know. So here's a question. If blind spot always hits what he intends,
bullseye
bullseye
he doesn't have a blind spot.
Could he have predicted that she was going to shoot at? Did it all work out the way he intended? Was his target always Vanessa? Did he kind of like part of his perfect aim is his ability to predict the angles of what's going to happen, right? And could he have anticipated that Vanessa would intervene and that it ultimately would end on her? Because he has a good reason to want Vanessa dead. Vanessa imprisoned him last season, like in the basement and then she ordered him to kill Foggy, right? Or vice versa.
I think it's possible. I mean, I don't think he was aiming at her. I think he was aiming at Fisk. I think
you guys are forgetting something.
What?
Fisk is the reason that Vanessa got hurt.
Yes, but I'm just saying, could blind spot have
bullseye?
Bullseye.
I said bullseye does not have a blind spot.
I mean, he doesn't have a blind spot. Exactly. You're right. Did he wait for that moment when he saw the gun and Fisk getting ready and he he doesn't have a superpower, but part of his aim is being able to predict things that are going to happen, right? Prediction is sort of his thing.
Right. While I understand what you're saying, the whatever the hell that little crystal thing was still going towards Fisk, his initial target. The only reason it ended up hitting her was because Fisk smashed it with the belt.
Yes. Right.
And shards went everywhere, and one of them went into her neck.
I'm just saying.
Her head. You did the same thing I did.
Yeah. Sorry, her head.
Just saying, did blind spot see
bullseye?
Bullseye. Did bullseye see it all? I don't know.
I understand.
I like your idea, but I don't
understand what you're saying.
But no,
I like where you're going with that, but I think he was always aiming at Fisk. I do think that she knocked his aim off a little bit when she hit him because he looked like he jerked, but I don't think it matters because you're right. The point that matters is that thing went through the air.
Look at the great shot.
And Fisk swung the belt. And hey, the fact of the matter is, no matter how perfect of a shot he is, he can't 100% predict what other people are going to do. He can't control. I should say he can't 100% control what other people are going to do.
Yeah.
So Fisk swings the belt to stop it. And it does stop it from hitting him, but you're right, the shard goes into her. Now, I do have to say, and I didn't get a picture of it because I was trying to get less pictures, but you actually, when I was going back through it, I could see that before they reveal she was hit, you can actually see in the background she's been hit, and she's just standing there kind of in shock. So they did do it right, you just don't see it yet. So Daredevil comes in, grabs the gun off of Fisk, he zips it up with his, I don't know, whatever the hell you want to call it, I don't know. Anyway, his weapon. I don't know. It's like a nunchuck. It looks like a nunchuck that's got like a thing on it. Anyway, he grabs the gun off of him. He starts attacking Bullseye, throws him out the window. Now, I don't know if you guys saw the stuff online about this or not. It keeps popping up on my Facebook feed. I could not get the exact frame to get it to quite look right. I did the best I could. But somebody had pointed out that the way they had the broken window, it looked like the Watcher. And apparently the producers have kind of said, well, the producers, they said something like he's always watching. So technically they didn't say it was 100% true, but with what they said, it made it sound like
those two light bulbs are his eyes?
I guess. I don't know. Either way, supposedly it's been confirmed. I don't think what they said was confirmed. I said, I don't think it was a confirmation. It was more like they didn't really answer, but people were saying it was confirmed. So I'm just telling you what I heard. They said something like he's always watching was, I think, the response, which is not.
Yeah, I think I think what it was their way of not answering it just to let people keep thinking whatever the hell they want.
I agree.
I feel like they're better off not
saying no,
answering it, and letting people just be stupid.
Kind of like with a lot of From stuff, right? No, I agree. I just was telling you since it was part of it. All right. So then we go back to Vanessa, and there she is. I don't know what you want to call it. Impaled,
impaled.
Temple.
That was the way I described it, other than I said impaled in the neck. Side of the head, the glass has.
And that, like, your temple is like the softest and most vulnerable part of your skull, right? Like, it's really soft right there.
Yeah, it is. Your I forget what they call it. That's the soft spot. I forget what it's called.
It's your temple. It's your temple.
Yes, I know, but there's like a name for the.
I
don't remember. Anyway, the point is the glass has gone through her, and of course Fisk is automatically like, screaming for help. I think that this was definitely the most shocking moment of probably the whole show to me. Yeah, I was like, no, like we talked about this. We lately have been like kind of annoyed that Fisk in general. And I always really liked Vanessa a lot, even if she's been sidelined a bit this season.
Even though she's a terrible villain, but
yeah. So I really thought with the scenes with the governor after this, before this, I really thought that they were going to kind of move back to her being the mastermind, like what we really like. Now, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see because they ended there. And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I guess the biggest question is, what do you guys think? Do you think she's dead? Do you think she has a chance? I have no clue what happens in the comics, so I don't know. But yeah, what do you guys think?
I'll go first. Well, AJ, you go first with your comic knowledge, but don't spoil it.
I don't care about the whole comic. I'm talking about what's on the show. I hope she's not dead.
Cool.
I wouldn't be surprised if she is. But it could go either way.
What about you, Karen?
So I agree. I hope she's not dead because just when she seemed to be getting her agency back, right? I can see how she's dead because, first of all, I can see them just killing her in service to Fisk's character, and I can see how this would really unleash him in a terrible way. Like there's a part of this where I love the part where it's sort of his fault. Like he caused the paperweight to shatter, right? And to go into her, but he certainly cannot take any responsibility and would blame Blind Spot. I don't want her to be dead because I like her, but go ahead, AJ.
I just said bullseye.
Oh, bullseye. Did I
call him Blind Spot again?
Shut up. I am, Karen. It's hilarious.
I have a mental block. I just feel like I don't want her to go, and I don't normally like a character like her to be killed in service of his storyline, but it's really good. Like the way he would be even more dangerous. First of all, in his rage and his grief.
Well, think of it this way. You're absolutely right. Because without Vanessa, the fact her being killed is going to send him to a spiral anyway. And without her to stop that spiral, everybody get the hell out of the way.
Yeah, I agree with what you guys said, and I was going to go to what B said. That was the word I was looking for that I couldn't think of. Fontanelle. Same as the soft spot in the top of the infant's head.
Oh, yeah. And also, so Daredevil hits the gun out of Fisk's hand. Anybody else figure what the headline for the next episode's newspaper is going to be? Daredevil will say it was bullseye. See, I told you they were working together.
Yeah. Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Kimberly said this is why she was wearing white to make the red more shocking. It definitely, quite a shock of red there. Kelly says, I hope she's not dead. I like her more than Fisk. I can see them having her die to make Fisk even more ruthless. Yeah. I agree with that 100%. I really want her to survive. I really like her. She's much more interesting than Fisk ever has been, I think. And yeah, if she doesn't, I'm going to be really sad about that. But
Yeah.
I could see it. I mean, I definitely could see it. But I guess we'll have to find out. And if you guys want to find out right away, we can watch it when we're done our live stream here in the watch party. If you guys want to see it
In the next hour, maybe.
Yeah, within the next hour. Yeah. So, and other than that, yeah, like I said, make sure tomorrow tune in to our YouTube channel for my interview with her, talking about this scene and other things. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I do. I agree with you, Beehive. I hate when they fridge women to further a male character's arc. It is really, it drives me insane. In this case, I think it would really.
She's already keeping him in check. If she is, he's gonna go nuts. I mean,
like she's the last guardrail that he has, right? And so I hate it too. I really hate it.
She's the only guardrail.
I mean, maybe they'll just put her in a coma for a few episodes.
I was just going to say, she doesn't necessarily have to die because she's going to be out of commission for a minute, even if she lives.
Like, she could be in a coma and he could be like losing his shit and be totally unleashed. And then she could wake up in time for the end of the season, right?
Yeah.
Oops. Yes, Anon, I've seen that Far Side cartoon with the bullseye birthmark. That's hilarious. I remember that one.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll have to wait to see. But either way, yeah, I think it's interesting that I hesitate to say it's his fault, but he caused it. He definitely caused what happened. I mean, it's not his fault as in he's not responsible for it. Like you said, I'm not saying it the right way, but
well, I mean, I guess it's ironic that in defending himself, he deflected.
Well, there's another step. If he wasn't so full of himself and coming up with this setup to capture Bullseye in the first place and putting him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She you know.
Yeah. No, you're totally right.
Yeah.
It's a disaster of his own making.
It is.
I mean, it's still Bullseye's fault, but.
But I mean, Bullseye still, and not that Bullseye would be sorry for Vanessa to be killed.
No, but he didn't intend for her to be hit.
Well, she's not the number one target, but she's not. He wouldn't be maybe disappointed at how it shook out.
Yeah.
All right.
I will open this. I was going through, I know we're going to do Monarch now. I was going through some of Doc's stuff earlier, but I was also trying to write up my From review, so I did not.
All right, well, we'll get into that as we move along. So thank you to all of you who really came for Monarch and have waited an hour through. I've seen several people in the chat say they don't watch Daredevil. Thanks for waiting for Monarch.
Yes, we appreciate it.
I have some thoughts about. I had thoughts about this week's episode, and then I had some different thoughts when I, Doc Kaiju, who Doc has his own show covering Monarch, and I hope that he will post in our chat to remind people about where and when to watch Doc and Critter's Monarch show. Doc is deep diving into the science, and thank you for sharing that with us. So I had some different thoughts, but I still have thoughts like on the timey-wimey part that I have feelings, and I think you guys do too. So let's jump in. How did you guys feel about this episode? Do you guys have feelings also?
Yeah, it was a good episode. I mean, I liked it because of the timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah.
That was my main thing. But I liked it. Yeah, I don't know.
I think AJ stepped away for a second. So
I did, but I came back already. I didn't not like the episode, but I got a really big gripe.
Right, fair.
Oh, can we answer this question real quick before we move on?
Yeah. Why is the one guy named Fisk a regular name while the others have superpower names? Blind Spot, Bullseye, Daredevil, etc. Well, none of them are named Blood Spot, but other than Karen mixing that up. I mean, he's the villain, I guess, would be my answer. I don't know, AJ. Is there? I mean,
well, he does have a name. We never use his name, Kingpin.
Oh yeah, he's the
but
Kingpin.
We don't really use that name, and he doesn't use that name.
He's pretending to be, upstanding citizen.
Good guy, although he's
Kingpin is his like derogatory organized crime kind of name that we never use. But actually, Anon, none of these guys have actual superpowers. Like none of them got bit by a spider or injected or exposed to gamma rays. They all have heightened senses and heightened physicality.
Matt has sort of supervision.
Matt was in a chemical accident. He doesn't have any superpowers. His senses are just heightened.
Yeah, it's enhanced his senses, and he sees like sort of fire.
I mean, you could debate whether the chemicals helped his other senses heighten, but I don't think so. The chemicals just took away his sight, right? He was in he
was supposed to have gotten him heightened from that, Gabby, so that he has chemical accident. I don't know. I guess the thing is, how much do you consider it superpowers? I consider it a type of superpowers a little bit.
So the chemical spill took away his sight, but helped to enhance his
senses, and that's why he's able to see the way he does.
Kingpin purely has just like worked out and willed himself. He's also gigantic, and Blind Spot, aka Bullseye, aka Poindexter. That's not a superpower either. That's just heightened like acuity, right? And ability.
Yeah. And yes, Gabby, I am too. Hopefully soon.
Me too. Listen, I got a bone to pick with IMDb. Okay. When the show first came out, it said she was in 7 episodes. Then it said she was in 5 episodes, and then after episode 4, it said she was in 4 episodes. So she better be in the next fucking episode.
No, because somebody wrote she was in 8 episodes, and every week she's not in it, they subtract 1.
No, I've seen. I look every week. It says it went 7, 5, 4.
And that's why I was saying earlier to you guys about it. You can't always trust everything because the cast lists on Internet Movie Database are not always correct.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
She'll be there somewhere. Let's put it that way.
All right. So do you want me to wait until we get going with this, or do you want me to just fucking tell you how I feel right now?
I mean, I think if your issue is with the Lee Shaw timey-wimey stuff, maybe let's hold it until we get there, because I have a lot of thoughts also. And we're going to rant for 10 minutes if we get into it now. Do you mind, AJ?
No, that's fine. That's why I asked. You ain't kidding, B.
You can be vicious now. All right. So there is Access Monday. So we see some of the scenes that are, I don't want to say not parallel, but are what happened in season 1 that we've seen.
It's like recapping what happened.
Yeah, of him when he went to Access Monday in season 1 in whatever it was, I already forgot what it said, 1962. When he went,
which he went to find Keiko, because she was already gone she went in 1957 through the rift, right?
Yeah, and Keiko was in the rift, so but he, at this point he hasn't found her yet.
So here's the thing. We haven't talked about this. They're calling it Operation Hourglass, which is interesting, like, because an hourglass is a way of measuring time, but I don't think they knew they were going to be encountering time when they named it that, right?
And a lot of operations, the names they give them have nothing to do with anything.
Like Operation Epic Fury?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
or they just call them like Operation Paperclip, right? Or Operation, Exactly.
But I guess for viewers, it was meant to be kind of ironic, because you're right. Yeah. It doesn't, even though it's not meant to be that, it obviously is. But we go through what happened last time, which we kind of already knew about. So a lot of this is kind of what we already.
And yet these are all new scenes. They're all new scenes. Yeah. Oh, yes, and Doc has a very good point. The Monarch logo is a sun with hourglass, so they can pretend it's tied to that.
Had not thought about that. That is a good point. Maybe that's why it was called Project Hourglass. Who knows? But yeah, it is.
I thought it was a fancy M.
It's an upside down and double M's.
I was being
anyway.
But yeah, these are all new. This is new scenes. Like this is sort of fleshing out what happened down there.
Yeah, the new flashbacks. Yes, I'm just saying we didn't learn anything new from some of this. Not
Correct.
That it wasn't new.
Correct.
It wasn't actually reused scenes. It was new flashbacks. All right, so he is currently talking on the radio to his older self. He doesn't know it yet. His older self.
Those goggles are hilarious.
Yeah, Lee is talking to him. I couldn't remember exactly what this conversation is, but this is them. I think he says something to him like that he needs to tell him what to do, because they need to make sure it happens the way it happened.
Well, I mean, this is kind of dumb because if you want it to happen the way that it happened, just hang up, right? Just hang up. Just like let it happen.
Well, I don't know, because maybe it happened the way it happened because of the conversation he had with him. I mean, I think that's kind of the point.
I mean, what happened.
Right,
Yeah,
which is why it had to. Which is why it had to happen.
Yeah, which is why that happened.
But why Suzuki wasn't just like hang up, man, hang up. Yeah. Like Suzuki wasn't like don't mess with time, hang up, right?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I have the problem with, and AJ, now you want to talk. I have a problem with the fact that he seems to only be remembering it now. Like if it already happened and it was such a big important part, because he's like how hard it was to let her go and everything. I don't know. I don't understand why he didn't remember it until now. That's the thing I have.
Well, we already know he has very scattered memories of his time in Access Mundi. That's established when he first meets the kids when he's in the Monarch old age home and they're drugging him. And he has said that he doesn't remember everything from that time because of the drugs and just time getting away from him.
I mean, I have a real thought about it, but I can hold it until, like a lot of this episode is these two talking to young Lee, old Lee and Suzuki talking to young Lee through the rift, right? And it takes up a lot of time and it's emotionally interesting, but I'm not sure that it propels the story very much.
Right. But I agree. It was good and I enjoyed watching it, but like, especially even to recap it, like it's kind of hard to remember what each piece is because it is a lot of it is their conversation. You're right. But it was satisfying, but I don't know that we necessarily got.
I mean, what's important? I mean, throughout this, old Lee coaches young Lee to stick a tracker into Titan X in its using his knowledge from his second. I can hold it until we go. I can hold it. You want to move? Go ahead.
Okay, I have no idea which piece is which though. I had rewatched part of this, but I didn't get to rewatch quite all of it. Some of it I had missed when I was rewatching it.
This is Keiko and Kate, right?
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember. I know that they end up going to find out more about the vibrations, but I don't remember what the conversation was about.
Because they are now opposed to Lee wants to find Titan X and
use Godzilla to kill
eliminate it or send it back, and Kate and Keiko
they want to send it back. Lee wants Godzilla to take it out. Lee wants Godzilla to take it out.
Lee wants to lure it out and Godzilla out and let them fight and let Godzilla take care of it. Whereas these two have a more sympathetic approach to Titan X, right? And they would like to be able to talk to it and be like, just go home, and let it go home, right?
And they're looking at, I guess this was Bill's notes. I don't know.
That's Bill's journal.
Bill's journal. And they find out about this woman that they think, went to the well and was able to communicate with it.
Well, because Bill was investigating this like legend about women that people thought were witches who were like, you know how Bill was like, Bill's whole thing was chasing folklore because he thought there was truth in it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but they thought that this woman, you find out later in the episode, I don't think it's here, but that they thought that they think that she was able to communicate with
Not
them.
just her, but women, right? Like
Women,
there's her, but it's women from the village, I think, is where they.
Yeah.
It wasn't just her. There was other women throughout time.
Yeah, and I have one of the pictures about the vibrations and stuff, but I don't think we're quite there
We'll
yet.
get there. We'll get there. But
Yeah.
So they're gonna chase Bill Randa's Bill Randa's theory about this legend that we chased, right?
Yes. What? And this is what, episode 7? So we have 3 more after this. Okay. So
and I want to say I kind of like the idea of Lee, of our parties being split, and Lee has this one way he wants to go, and Keiko and Kate want to go another way. I like the tension, but I'm not sure that I really buy either one of their stories.
Yeah. Now this is where May comes to see Kentaro, and he is leaving, and he's going to see the girl that I don't remember her name, that's from Roswell.
Amber Midthunder.
Amber Midthunder. About Apex. And so he kind of blows off May a bit, from what I remember, and goes to see her. And then we have, more of their conversation. And I don't remember at which point he remembers, or not remembers, at which point he realizes it's him. He eventually does kind of have to tell him to get.
Well, I mean, he says he keeps, old Lee keeps saying certain things, and young Lee's like, "Wow, you remind me of myself." And then, like, after he says it like 2 or 3 times, he's like, "Say that again," and he's like, "You sound like me." And then he's like, "Uh-oh, you are me."
Yeah, I finally figured it out. All right. So meanwhile, Kentaro goes to Thailand there.
Oh, because Isabel has invited him to come. Her name is Isabel. Her father, Walter Simmons, is the CEO of Apex.
Yeah. And there's like this whole thing where she's trying to kind of relate to him, or to get him to relate to her, rather, telling him about her sister, which I guess you're saying is the one that was killed.
Her sister is Maya, the little girl who will be in a movie later.
Oh, okay. I thought she was killed. I was sorry.
Right.
But her parents couldn't have a kid. They adopted her, and then they ended up having a real daughter after that, and she sort of got sidelined.
A real daughter, a biological daughter.
Right. That was a bad way to say it. A biological daughter. Sorry. Adopted daughter, still real daughter. Had a biological daughter, and she felt kind of sidelined. So she thinks that kind of connects her to what Kentaro is feeling.
Well, she's absolutely manipulating him. She's like, you had 2 years with your daddy, and then Kate came out of the rift, and was it like Kentaro who? I'm like, I was like, I can't believe he's falling for this shit.
He's very I don't really like where he's been these last couple episodes. His bitterness against Kate is not cool, and I feel like not supported by what I see on the screen. That he should be like that.
He's old enough that he shouldn't be, to some extent, acting the way he is.
He actually got more of their father his entire life, it appears. Like, Kate talks a lot about her father was never around, and Kentaro never says that. Like, he doesn't really feel abandoned or neglected in the way Kate does. Like, I feel like he got much more of Hiro. And then he got 2 years while Kate was gone, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's just still has this sort of jealousy that maybe doesn't belong there. Yeah. All right. Do you want to go through some of Doc's?
Yes. Well, we have a couple of comments that Doc has a bunch of comments that I'm going to hold. He thinks that all will go wrong with Midthunder, aka Isabel's plan, and that she will fall in with Jonah and help fund him. So that's a thing for
sorry.
Yeah, I have no idea what that means, but okay.
I'm just laughing at what Doc just put.
Kentaro.
Was that a spelling error, or was that on purpose?
Oh, I think it was on purpose.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what that means about Jonah, though.
But first part, all will go wrong with her plan. Sure, right?
Yeah.
Sure. And I was kind of thinking, I was kind of thinking that myself, that she's going to end up in league with Jonah.
Yeah. Now, who's Jonah? Explain. I'm sorry.
Jonah is a guy who
If you'd go watch the other movies, we wouldn't have to.
I just watched what
As Karen says with Daredevil, I should not have to go watch movies to understand the series.
Well, it's
Jonah
funny because
Jonah is what's his name? He's Charles Dance, right? I just watched that movie yesterday, actually. He's a mercenary guy from King of the Monsters.
He's the guy who releases King Ghidorah and all the others in Godzilla, King of the Monsters. You realize I have no clue what King Ghidorah. I mean, I'm assuming it's a version of Godzilla or something, but I have no idea.
King Ghidorah is the bad guy monster that Godzilla fights in the next movie.
Here's a good answer. He's an eco-terrorist who uses kaiju for his own agenda. That's pretty much. Yeah.
All right, cool.
That's a pretty good explanation. There's a whole bunch of other comics that Doc has, but some of them are timey-wimey. And Doc is again, you guys should check out Doc and Critter's channel. So quickly, Doc says before the name was revealed, the show was called Hourglass. That's kind of cool, right?
I didn't realize you meant that. Yeah, that is kind of cool. I actually kind of like that better than Monarch, but sometimes I think it makes sense to give it a name that fits it.
It's a good title, but they need more name recognition. Yeah, because if they're tying to the legendary MonsterVerse, then they have to go with Monarch, right? To just kind of. That makes sense. Doc's got some time travel questions that I'm going to leave there for a few minutes, and let's leave some of those starred comments for now, okay, and come back to them.
You can tell me when to pause for that. All right, here is more of Young Lee before he gets to leave Access Monday.
Well, he's camped out down there in Access Monday.
Yeah, he found all his colleagues or whatever.
He's making the tracker right now.
Yes, making the tracker to put into Titan X to help.
Because he's getting all these instructions from Old Lee, right? Young Lee's getting these instructions, and Old Lee is.
He wants to go look for Keiko, but he does shut that down and gets him to do the tracker. And then we have these scenes with Tim and May. I don't know if it was intentional, but anyway, so May has been, if I remember rightly, May sort of seemed like she was enjoying working with the other side a little bit. I can't remember.
May's a genius, and she likes being with geniuses. I can't blame her for that, right?
Yeah.
But he wants her help with something to do with the her program that was about controlling the creatures, the monsters. I don't remember what the conversation was about, but there's a piece of the tentacle.
Well, Tim's pissed.
Tim is pissed, right? That she did this, and now they've got the chopped off chunk of Titan X's leg, and they're trying to figure out. Even May doesn't really understand how her. I mean, this is a little bit oversimplified. Like, what did your code do to him? Like, her code didn't.
Well, she wasn't ready. Like, she kept saying she needed more time. It wasn't.
Yeah, it's a little oversimplified that they're calling it a piece of code. So, she wrote like probably a big chunk of code, a program.
My question for this whole scene is, and I don't want to get too far into it, but why do you guys think that Brenda didn't rat her out and like completely left her out of all her statements?
I'm sorry, I question that shirt they put her in for this scene. Wow.
Maybe she thought she'd need her again and that she could use her again.
Yeah, because he says Brenda protected you. Brenda didn't give us anything. Brenda didn't implicate you.
I mean, they focused on it pretty hard in the scene.
I mean, I do think there's a part of Brenda, maybe a big part of Brenda, that wants to advance the science and thinks that she thinks she's in service of science. She's actually a slave to like corporate overlords who want to make money.
So let me ask this:
but
do you think she left her? Do you think she left her out of it so that she can use her brain for future endeavors, or do you think there's a more personal level there? Like, could like, do we know anything? I can't remember if we know anything about May's backstory, like her family life or anything like that.
Not really. No, we met
Oh.
her family, but we don't know anything about them.
So could Brenda be her mother?
I don't think
Like-
that, but I think Brenda could feel herself to be a mentor figure who wants to bring May along in her own sort of, not in her image, but she, Brenda also is a genius, and she became like a leader. And I think she has like a soft spot for May, that she wants to make May follow her path, kind of.
Yeah, I feel like there's something more going on there than just simple, admiring her brain.
But I think, yes, also Brenda might want to, she might see an advantage in letting May, not implicating May, so May straddles that line between Apex and Monarch, right? And Brenda maybe wants to leave her there so she can come back and engage with her. Yeah, I think AJ, yes, and yes. Yes, she's using her, and yes, she has a fondness for her.
Okay.
I think it's more using her, but
you think more using her, Janie?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, but I feel like she's been.
I don't know. Their scenes are always weird.
I feel like she thinks that, even though it's not the case, I think that she thinks that part of May thinks that what she was doing is right, and I think that she thinks that May will continue the work even without her. Maybe I don't know, but I think she thinks she'll do what she wants. That's what I think.
Doc thinks Brenda and May have a past. Doc thinks, they haven't said it implicitly, but they always had a weird relationship, which is true. Like Brenda keeps giving May another chance as many times as she betrays her and disobeys her, right?
Their scenes are always very uncomfortable. Like,
right?
There's something underlying there.
Regardless of the past, I think Brenda has a legitimate fondness for May. I think maybe she sees part of herself in a younger self in May.
I could see that too. That's a good point.
So, all right, moving on.
Moving on past that terrible shirt.
More of Isabel and Kentaro. And then more of young and old Lee. And he's telling him, this is before he tells him when he says something about like the electrical storm. He's like, you got to run. And then he says to him something like, I have all your scars, because he does admit that he is him.
Old Lee, young Lee is starting to get weirded out and kind of almost not figuring it out because it's way too mind-blowing, but he's kind of getting there, right, young Lee? And then old Lee
also needs him to do what he wants too. I think he sort of finally has sort of admitted. But they show that close up of his face, and then they show old Lee. I didn't get one of Kurt
old
Russell,
Lee with the same scar.
Yeah, he has the same scar on his face, so it's showing that what happened now.
And for anybody wondering, the scar was on Kurt Russell before young Lee got it.
Okay,
so you have been like old Kurt Russell has had this scar the whole show.
Maybe not call him old Kurt Russell, but yeah.
And young Wyatt Russell has not had it.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not. We see the moment when he gets the scar.
Right way.
You mean Kurt Russell never had it and he just gets it in this scene?
No, he already had it. Old Lee already had it. Old Lee always had the scar.
So this is like not timey-wimey. This is what happened. He gets the scar. He has it. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So then we go to Keiko and Kate, who are looking for information, and they find these gravestones. That is a freaking weird sculpture on the
it's a naked lady's behind.
Yeah, with tentacles,
troll hair.
It's got like tentacles coming out of her head or something. It's very bizarre. But they find that well, which it must come back around to, because I have more pictures of them, the two of them talking. There's this point where he tells him, he says that he has to put the tracker into Titan. We know that. But the main thing is that he sees Keiko. He knows she's there. He wants to go save her. And this is where old Lee realizes that if he doesn't have it happen the way it happened, that it could screw things up and she could not be saved in the way she was. Basically, like, he's got to make sure it happens the way it's supposed to happen. And he's like, you have to leave her there. This is going to be the hardest thing you've ever had to do. You have to leave her there in order for her to be saved later, is kind of what he says. And not so many words.
Actually, so I might have read this slightly differently.
Okay.
AJ, I don't know how you read it. I felt like Kurt Russell, old Lee, was tempted, where Wyatt Russell, young Lee, is like, I gotta go to her. And there's a moment where Dr. Suzuki says, like, no, like, you can't do this, right? Dr. Suzuki interjects there. It actually made me think of, like, when Hermione says to Harry, bad things happen to wizards who mess with time, Harry. And Dr. Suzuki's like, bad things happen, Lee, don't do it. I thought old Lee was a little tempted to let young Lee rescue her.
And I feel like,
did you see that he was tempted?
Kind of. But I also feel like this is the moment that he realized, because we were saying like he doesn't necessarily remember it all, or he's starting to remember it. I feel like this is kind of the moment when he realized that he has to leave her, because if he doesn't, she might not be saved. And he's like, he remembers it at the same time. Like, he's kind of remembering it as he's experiencing it as old Lee too, I feel like, a little bit. And that's why he says, this is the hardest thing AJ, because he knows he did it, right?
AJ, AJ, how did you read all that? Like, did you think Lee was tempted to have young Lee go and
No, I didn't. I didn't feel
talk
that
to her and rescue her?
No, I didn't feel that.
You think old Lee was tempted to change it?
Thought about it, but I feel like I don't know. I looked at it as
I felt he'd done it pretty quick.
Sorry. I feel like he realized at that moment that if he did save her, that she might not end up where she was now, because it had to happen in the way it happened the first time. Like, he had
AJ, what were you saying? What was AJ saying?
I was saying I didn't feel that he was tempted. I felt like he jumped on it immediately and said, no, don't go to her. Like, I don't think there was any hesitation or temptation or.
Okay, but the first time we saw it, he never saw Keiko, right? It's only because old Lee has intervened and given young Lee instructions to build this thing and go try to like he has now set young Lee a little bit off his path.
No.
This always
never saw it the time, right?
No,
he never saw it the time.
we saw pieces. We saw like a total of a minute.
So we could have seen her, but we just didn't see it.
We just didn't see. Yeah.
And Doc's saying what I said. He realizing changing things could erase Kentaro. Okay, yeah,
absolutely. And I think Dr. Suzuki is also saying that.
Yeah, and he realized, and that's why I said I think he realized that if he wanted to save her, it had to be done the way it already happened. So he couldn't save her now.
And that's the thing, though. What happened happened. This already happened, so it's not gonna change.
Yeah, he says something like about making that decision, and he basically says something like, "I made it then." Like, he's saying he already made the decision.
To me, the pivotal part of this whole thing is when old Lee says to young Lee, this is the day we let her go. And I really took that. So the word let is the same in the present or the past or the future tense, right? So when he says this is the day we let her go, does he mean this is the day we are letting her go? Or does he mean this is the day I let her go? Like, because old Lee, is he feeling that this is the day that in the past he let her? Is he remembering that that's the day in the past that he let her go?
Yes.
Or is he saying right now, this is the day we let her go, so that Lee will do it, so that it will happen, so that he could have done it?
Yes to both.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. Yes. Because he's remembering this through young Lee now, because he forgot about his time there originally.
Because it didn't happen the first time, but now what
Yes,
happened?
it did. Yes, it did.
Yeah.
He just didn't remember it.
But it's like, is this what they call a bootstrap paradox
No.
because it's a circular thing. It never could have happened if he didn't talk to himself. Like it's a totally circular, self-contained thing, right?
It's a self-contained loop, yes, but it's not a bootstrap paradox.
Doc says he is starting to connect all the chains of events in his head. He was tempted at first. Okay, that's kind of.
But it's like he knows that she may not. He also, I think, knows that if he doesn't save her now, or if he saves her now, it might not. She might be not saved because, like, she was saved right the first time, so he had to recreate it.
And he's realizing that changing things could erase Kentaro and Kate. It illustrated how generations sacrifice for their legacy. Yeah, I mean this show is all about the word legacy appears like 5 times in every episode of the whole show, right? Like they never talk about legacy.
Doc has a specific number.
He had forgotten 13 days of his time in Access Monday, or so he said when he came out, right?
Yeah, we
well,
don't
I'm pretty sure based on what he just went through that he absolutely forgot.
Maybe it was.
Yeah.
Maybe
in season 1, Shaw claimed he was in Access Monday for 7 days, but that would make 7 years. So I'm not sure that a day is exactly a year. I don't really like.
They've never given us the exact time, which is fine by me. I don't need an exact correlation. That part is fine. My problem is yet to be told.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
How do you guys feel about this show becoming timey-wimey?
I liked it,
but not the show you thought you.
Oh, is that an invitation?
Mm-hmm.
How do I feel about?
AJ, I invite you to tell me how you feel.
Okay, I understand the time dilation. I'm fine with time dilation. That makes perfect sense. There is science to back it up. Okay. I'm even okay with the story. I'm not crazy about the storyline with Kate there, with the vibrations and everything, but I'm okay with it because it works because there's science to back it up. I don't understand how Lee is talking to himself in 1962. I call bullshit. I think somebody writing, they're writing this and somebody was like, hey, you know what would be really cool if Kurt Russell talked to Wyatt Russell. And, and we'll use Apex Monday as an excuse, but never explain it because it doesn't make fucking sense. Okay. He was there for, all right, we're going to use Doc's numbers here. Okay. He was there for 20 days, which is, every day is a year. Okay. We'll go with that. He could have been there 7 days and if he talked to somebody on day 7 from the outside, it would have been 7 years later in their time. All right. He's talking to somebody 55 years later. It doesn't add up. There's no explanation. There's no, hold on, Jamie, let me finish. There's no science behind it. Okay. It doesn't make any sense with the rules we are given. Somebody was sitting there going, hey, this is a cool idea. Okay, but how are we going to explain this? We don't need to. People will just go with it.
So you're saying
huge
if you
problem
talked to somebody in 1982 that would have made within the rules that they gave us, like, did he talk to 1982? Okay, but now he's talking to 2012,
I think we lost
right?
Okay. Did my holy crap?
It could be me.
Say that again because I don't know if that was me or the whole thing.
So you're saying like he's talking to somebody 55 years later. If every day is a year and it's 20 years later, if he talked to 1982, maybe you could get that more. But talking to 2017 is
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because what we know about the rift is like it does seem like the days you are down there correlate to the time that you come out. Right?
Exactly. So
I agree with what.
So all right, so he was down there in 62. Okay, so if he's there for a day and on day 2 he's talking to somebody in 63 or 64, I'm okay with that. That makes sense. There is no way he should be talking to himself 55 years later. It just doesn't make any sense with the math we've been given.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. It can't work. There's no logical explanation that they can, unless they're going to give us some kind of science that explains it about radio waves or some kind of crazy shit, then maybe. But right now, it's terrible writing. And this show is too smart and too good to start playing on tropes.
I agree. I think they wanted to have the two of them interact, so they just figured out a way. I mean, it's kind of like they're connected via the wormhole bridge thing, but you're right, the time doesn't line up. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It I don't know. It doesn't bother me as much as it bothers you, but you're totally right. It doesn't make sense.
I mean,
but it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't really irritate me like it does you, though. I guess.
So Doc says, I kind of agree with AJ. I think they figured they already gave us the most realistic version of Godzilla's sci-fi mechanics, so they can get away with some of the film type bad sci-fi BS. You kind of have to shut off half your brain.
Have a scene
More.
I think that's the whole thing. They wanted a scene with Kurt and
That's
Wyatt.
exactly what they wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but
And it was done like the story. It was done well. The story, the way they went with it, that was fine and everything. All that was good, but it cannot happen.
It's the science. Yes. And up
It's
till now,
like it's like how we feel about time travel. We are given a set of rules for time travel for each and every show that we watch, and as long as they follow those rules, we're good. When you start veering from your own rules, that's when the problem starts, and that's what they've done here.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think that the thing with the timeline not matching up, do you think that it's because they came up with this idea after they had already set down like the times? Like maybe if they had known in season 1 that they were going to be able to bring this in, they could have figured it out so the dates matched a little bit.
No, Jamie, it's possible for it to match.
Okay, well that's what I'm saying. I was wondering if there was a way they could have written it different, but they would have had to write season 1.
But again, I don't think 1 day equals 1 year. I don't think that's really how it works.
Right. We're just saying that for argument's sake. But it doesn't matter how
time dilation was exponential, but it doesn't seem to be in this show.
The actual time dilation specifics don't matter because he cannot talk to himself because he's out of, you know what I mean? Like it can't correlate.
Yeah.
All right.
Because he gets out of Access Monday and it's 20 years later.
Let me bring you guys back to a different kind of a question. Elder Kurt Russell, old Lee, says, this is the day we let her go. And whatever you think that means, like, do you think he ever let her go? Like, I don't think Lee Shaw ever stopped being in love with Keiko.
No, I agree. I don't think he did either.
Like, I think we let her go. I think we let her go doesn't mean I stopped loving her. It means like I let her go to Billy. I let her go to her life. I let her go to a life without me. But it doesn't mean that he stopped loving her, right? He's in love with her right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally. Totally. All right. So then we have Kate and Keiko here.
Ugh.
Holy crap. What was that, Karen? That's how you really feel.
And then we also have more of the tentacle thing there. We already talked about some of this. It keeps flipping back and forth. Okay, so Isabel and Kentaro, and there's more. Okay, so this is where she's going to go down the well. She doesn't want her to go down. She's worried she won't come back, but Kate makes the decision herself to go down.
Well, Keiko makes a very good point. Keiko's like, look, I said I was going to go, and then I lost like 50 years of my life, right? Like she's like, she's like, Kate, you're doing what I did. You're gonna leap before you think. You're gonna, right? Like I get why she feels like that.
Yeah. She's worried she won't come back, but she goes down anyway. I know it's petty, but the whole car scene really annoyed me because they kept talking eye to eye like the car was driving itself.
I thought they had a driver. Golden Child. I thought they were in the back seat, and Isabel's really rich, and I thought there was a driver driving them, and they were in some sort of a limo or an Uber or something.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I assumed too. They look like they're in the back seat or the middle seat, whatever, depending how many seats there are. Okay, so that's where. Okay, so there he is when he has put the tracker into Titan X, so that they can find it. Well, I don't think realizes, but it's basically so they can find it in the present Titan X. And then meanwhile, she has gone down into the well. He's running because he has to run to the right. No, there's where he's.
There's a lot of back and forth, but we've already discussed this whole like.
Yeah, this is where he's putting the tracker in. It worked, and they're worried it woke up.
I'm gonna gonna mark this doc stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can keep going.
All right. So there are vibrations down there, and there's this whole thing about how she thinks it's like, it seems like, I don't know if it's supposed to be because she doesn't feel lost now. She doesn't think it's lost. There was some discussion about how she thinks Titan X feels.
Well, last week she said it feels like it's panic. It feels like and I complained about this last week. I was like, how does she know? She's imprinting on this thing. She's just, and now after we saw this week, and also Doc, we'll talk about, Doc has really done a deep dive into what this could mean. I feel a little different about it. Do you have a picture, AJ? So AJ, Jamie, we see the one ripple here, but actually in this shot there were two, like the two eyes, right?
I can see two.
Two. So there's only one here, but there were two.
No,
If you look closely, Karen, there's two.
There's two. I don't know if you can see my arrow, but there's
I
two.
see it. I see it.
I hadn't even noticed it like as being like the eye. I hadn't even thought about it. But you're right.
With the two pupils in its eye.
Yeah. Okay. So before she comes back out, do you want to do his Doc's?
No. Let's get down to where she explains what she felt when she comes around.
Okay. I didn't. Yeah, you're right.
She goes down there, right? And she's got all these like.
Yeah. Here she's back up.
All right.
Okay. So she's back up. She explains it.
So I have really felt like I felt last week when we watched this, and even earlier when I watched this last week's episode this week, I'm like, oh, Kate and her connection to this thing, it's so annoying, it's so silly, blah blah blah. And Doc has been doing some digging into subsonic vibrations and human sensitivity. I don't know if you guys had a chance to read some of the things. Oh, look at that. Jamie.
That's not mine. That's Doc's. Don't give me credit.
I know, but you and there are some things. So thank you, Doc, for I watched and listened to a bunch of stuff about how the Earth has a and the ocean has a very low frequency wave happening. Almost like they describe it as the hum of the Earth, right? And it's too low for human perception, but it actually can it was crazy what I was reading and listening to about how it can vibrate at the same frequency as our eye. And so maybe it makes you think you're seeing a ghost, but really it's just the hum of the Earth is vibrating and making you see this. And like, it's tied to a lot of like ESP studies that people experience ESP events at the same wave frequency that the Earth, that the ocean emits. It was really this is amazing kind of stuff. And here's the flow chart of like the wavelength, super low wavelength. It's such a low wavelength that it can pass through like buildings. It can pass through your body. You'll never notice it, but maybe you have a little like thing that happens. So I really, I don't know if the writers have done this research and grounded the show in this kind of reality, but Doc Kaiju certainly has grounded it for me. And the idea, a lot of this is the idea that what people think of as ESP, there's some crazy shit. Like people like, I can't even get into it. Like the idea, like they ask you to predict something and people predict it better when they're at this wavelength that the ocean is so tied to the low level emissions that allow our brain to experience other stuff. It's incredible. It's really amazing. If you guys like God, I wish Doc was with us with Lost because you would have been a champion researcher.
Yeah, I would have been. Yeah, I'm reading what he wrote in the chat. This image is about the microbaroms here. He had in the chat said that microbaroms are subsonic or infrasonic vibrations generated by colliding tides and waves. For navigation, there's real science that certain microbarom vibrations can affect ESP tests. So yeah, it's all kind of.
Oh yeah, it's like what allows birds to like follow the same migration route year after year after year, or to like avoid different, like find different routes around. Yeah. Their brains can manage it. Ours can't.
Oops. I have to figure out.
Doc's been doing a lot of research on infrasonic vibrations and ESP research and experiments. It's really very interesting stuff. I really appreciate Doc.
Yeah,
Doc provided us with a really deep dive, and I only had time to skim the surface of it, but it was like mind blowing. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Doc. We appreciate it.
So that made me feel more like Kate wasn't just going down into the magical glowing well of law. Remember the magical glowing cave?
Yeah, we always made fun of the cave.
The glowing cave.
And when Kate comes out, she explains like, oh, there was a tunnel and I followed it around and I heard the stuff. But the idea that this, and they say it on the show a little bit, the idea that this cave can like concentrate the things that she is hearing from the Titan and the song of the ocean, as they call it, and some of the things that like Doc has delved into. Like it makes a little more sense that this cave is sort of a special chamber that allows her to
like a subwoofer, but that's not the right way to describe it.
Yeah, it's like a subwoofer. She goes down with the subwoofer.
Kind of, yeah, with the vibrations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, so at least it makes her being able to communicate or hearing it or whatever a little more realistic. It helps explain it a little bit better.
I gotta step in here first.
Go, AJ, do it.
Golden Child, maybe you don't know that's how Karen, Jamie, and I met over 20 years ago.
Yes. Long time ago.
Yeah.
Weasel.
Back in 2005, this was a lost podcast. And 20 years later, here we are live streaming together on this show. But that's really the through line of this show, right?
Pretty much. Yep, we all met from that.
I can't believe that Bill Chill hasn't watched it. Doc hasn't watched. Doc needs to rewatch. You guys, man. We should do a rewatch and bring you guys along.
I was going to say I've done 5 rewatches.
Yes, but we've only done one.
I shouldn't do that. I've done 4 rewatches. The original watch, and then I've done it 4 other times.
But we've only done one rewatch together on our show.
Yeah. Well, that was because we went to Hawaii.
Oh, AJ and I went to Hawaii to the Lost Convention.
We did. I was going to say, did we do it during the anniversary? But no, I guess we did. And we did it. And you guys went to Hawaii. Jamie did not get to go to Hawaii.
Jamie, you go everywhere else. Jamie, you go everywhere else. You can go to Hawaii. Sorry.
I did not get to go to Hawaii.
All right. We'll if you guys will come along, we'll consider a lost rewatch. But anyway, the glowing cave / mystical well, I feel a lot better about it having Doc shared with us a lot of stuff about like this is not like completely outside the bounds of science.
Yeah, it gives a little bit better explanation.
This isn't just right blah blah. And apparently you fall down the well and you just walk like for 30 minutes and you're back home.
That I was a little annoyed by that, but
yeah. All right, so then we have more of Lee talking, and although that's Suzuki, but it's back and forth.
So this is the part where Lee's like, "All right, I gotta do this by myself," and Suzuki's like, "Let me go." Right? Is this where Suzuki says, "You think I can't finish it?" And then he realizes, oh, Lee, you don't think you're gonna come back.
Now, I have a kind of problem with this.
I'm trying to remember.
And it'll be, it remains to be seen what happens. But are we going to have Lee sacrifice himself at the end of each season only for him not to be dead?
Yeah. I mean, that's what this sets up. And this is only episode 4, right?
We got 3 more.
And Lee's like, Suzuki's like, oh, Lee, you think I won't come back? Oh, you think
Karen,
you won't come back?
This is episode 7.
This is not episode 7.
This is episode 7.
Oh,
left.
Yeah.
I mean, AJ, you make a good point that I hadn't thought of. Like, will Lee sacrifice himself only to not be dead?
Oh. All
I
right.
do kind of wonder where this is. So this is Jamie. You have more, or is this the end pretty
Yeah,
much?
there's
Oh yeah, there's this. There's this.
with them tracking the Titan there.
And once again, Tim's most common line: "What is it doing?
Mhm.
What is it doing?" And here it is climbing up on a
Beach.
desert beach.
Australia.
Australia, yeah.
For the beach, yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So we will probably next week get more Titan, I guess.
And I don't think anybody here feels this way, but I'm just gonna throw it out there because I mean I only see the people in the chat. Anybody else listening that is confused by this? It did not the beacon did not magically show up all of a sudden. Suzuki turned it on. Because I saw all online. So many people were like, "Oh, that's so ridiculous that it just happened to show up all of a sudden after he put it in the past." And I'm like reading this stuff going,
No, it's been there the whole time.
did
Yeah.
nobody else see that Suzuki turned it on?
I saw he turned it on and he goes, "Oh, look, it's working."
I was gonna say, I think that's what this is.
Yeah.
As in, like, oh, it worked. Yeah. So yeah, it is.
Right.
But Titan X
Right.
has emerged.
A few comments before we go. Doc thinks we get the fight between Godzilla and Kokai next episode. Kokai being Titan X. I guess we only have 3 left. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
They released a scene, and the last scene is Kokai arriving in Australia, which is where Godzilla fights her in the season trailer. All right, so that is definitely coming. I'm looking forward to that. That should be good.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Doc also thinks they are creating the possibility for more John Goodman cameos. Poor Billy definitely gets eaten by a skull crawler in Kong Skull Island, so they would have to find a way to communicate with. Well, he's on the edge of the cliff and the crab thing is there. Oh, but the crab doesn't get him, and that's the opening of Monarch. Yeah.
I just gotta make Doc. I'm sorry, you just lost me. I hate Power Rangers.
Yeah, I watched Power Rangers like when I was younger, but not now.
Well, I've never seen it because I'm gonna let this go. I'm gonna let this go.
Well, it's kind of got some of the aesthetic of
how they're
this
doing
kind of
it.
stuff. Not of Monarch, I mean of the original movies or whatever. All right.
I mean, Doc's agreeing that one day actually doesn't really mean 1 year until these recent episodes. Lee mentions it's day 13. Yeah, they could be. Oh, my phone, my computer's going dead. Okay, so I'm gonna go through these. Anything else that we want to? I'm gonna ignore the Lost comment because somebody said they thought Lost was boring, and I just can't even. So,
I think they said the beginning of it was boring, not that all.
Which is,
yeah, I'm still kind of like, I don't know about that.
I'm sorry, the least boring part, but okay. So we have. Let me get rid of this comment. How do I get rid of this comment?
I got rid of it.
Thank you.
I took it off.
All right.
All righty. So that's okay, Dieter. You're entitled to your opinion. Karen just doesn't agree with it.
It's just the wrong opinion, but hey.
No, we were accused. Yeah, who knows? Just they have to pay for the effects though, so I don't know. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, it did have some of the science didn't always work with Lost, but it was good.
Scarecrow. If I will hit you, Scarecrow.
Don't hit Dieter.
All right.
Right.
We gotta get moving here.
All right, we got one more show to go, you guys.
If you guys do For All Mankind, I'm gonna drop off for a little bit. I will be back. Yeah, and a reminder, guys, just a quick, I won't do the whole spiel, but just a reminder.
Bite your tongue, golden child.
We do have From trivia tomorrow at 10 Eastern, so make sure you guys show up. And also, I'm just going to say, because I had forgotten about it, I'm not sure exactly when we're going to do it, but Dieter's working to get us a From giveaway. So, because he's been awesome and is setting that up. So we will probably have something soon to do with that. All right, I'm going to jump off for a little bit. I will see you guys in a bit.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry, I was just getting up to grab my phone so I can look this up real quick. I don't remember the name of this episode.
I never know the name of episodes.
This episode is called I know the last one was called The Hard Six. This is called Not Home. This episode is called. Hang on, episode. This episode is called Home, I think. Although I love that the recapper for Vulture, who is named who recaps this, Sophie Brookover, she subtitled this "Bye Bob."
Oh my God, that would have been the best name. That would have been an awesome title.
Wouldn't that be a great title? Yeah.
That would have been.
Bye,
Oh my God, I totally forgot about Bob. Oh my God.
Oh my God, yeah. Bye, Bob. AJ, how did you like this episode? I have a lot of thoughts and feelings about this episode. A lot.
Well, it's kind of funny because I actually, I had said last week I was surprised I didn't, that Ed still had a pulse at the end of the episode, and now I understand why. It was a nice send off for the character, and it's a good thing because we've been complaining that they keep spending too much time with Ed, and now some of the other characters can maybe get a chance to shine. You sound like I feel like you don't feel that way.
Look, I am not that sorry to see Ed go. I mean, I
didn't say I was sorry to see him go.
Look, was I sorry? I just think it was time for Ed to go, right? We talked about this last week that Ed has been like hanging around for a long time, and maybe it was time. I'm not sure I wouldn't have preferred for Ed to just die in a blaze of glory while he was flying last week. They gave Ed this very kind of sentimental and flashbacky kind of goodbye, which I'm trying to find a picture of him here, which they didn't really do for anybody else. Like other people got blown up on the launch pad. Karen got blown up in a building, right?
True.
Molly gets blown up in a building also.
Molly
gets a very sentimental kind of flashback. I know he's the star of the show. I get it, right?
Molly walked down a hallway and didn't come back.
Who?
I said Molly walked down a hallway and didn't come back.
Okay, because the building exploded while she was in there, right? And Gordo and Tracy had this, they died. It was heroic, but they died. Ed is the only one who gets this sort of very, he gets a whole episode to die. I get it. Joel Kinnaman was the star. He's the only character who's lasted this long. We're going to talk about his flashback, I guess, as we go through it a little bit. I actually was very, very worried. This bothered me a lot in the beginning. So the episode, very early in the episode, we get Ed's, it opens with this kind of, right? Is this before the other stuff happens?
Yeah, it opens with this.
And we get this sort of memory of him when he was captured in the Korean War. And I immediately thought, oh, shit, am I going to get a whole episode of the Ed Korea flashback? Because I have never had any curiosity at all. I'm very satisfied with the part where he was missing for a week. And I always felt like that was kind of Karen's story. His being missing for a week was always kind of about how Karen was so scared during that time, right?
Yeah.
And then we get this. But I was worried when I first saw it. I was like, you know how I feel about a flashback, right? I was like, oh my God, don't give me a whole flashback episode. In the end, that's not what it was. It was sort of like a memory, right? A dying memory. I don't know. It sounds like I had a bigger reaction to that than you did.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I mean, there were some funny moments. I love when he disappeared from the hospital.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm talking just about this. It's this.
Oh no, the flash. No. I was a little worried too, but then once I realized that it wasn't going to be a whole thing, I didn't. I didn't seem to mind it as much as you, but I didn't need it.
Yeah. I didn't need it either. Like I was like, I really don't care about this. We did get a bunch of other. I mean, we have Ed's like sort of. It's a whole episode where Ed is like dying, and he gets to say goodbye to Karen and Alex, and have this sort
this
of
scene
like,
was great. I love it when he's like cough. He's like cough.
Yeah,
because it's supposed to be his first shot.
His first ever shot. Yeah. It was cute. I liked it. He's actually the first ever character to die of old age on this show, right? Everyone has been like killed in the space program.
Yeah, I think the only other one that might be able to die of old age is going to be
Danny.
No, Margot.
Oh, Margot. Well, Margot, yeah. And Danny, we haven't seen since last season, but she's presumably alive on Earth, right?
Yes.
But Margot. So how'd you feel about this Margot and Aleda business?
I'm glad Aleda's finally getting to go to space.
I am too. I don't have another picture of her. I'm glad to go to space also. It's about time. It's kind of surprising she never pushed for it before, right? Like Aleda.
She never wanted to. I mean, honestly, there's really nothing she could have done in space. Like her job was on the ground. This is a little different now.
Because she only wants to do math. That's really all she wants to do,
yeah.
Right? I kind of liked this part of her with Margot also. Like, I mean, she was crying. She's like, I'm gonna leave, and I guess it's like I might never see you again, Margot, right? Like she's gonna go to Mars for it's gonna maybe take a whole year, and Margot's a lot older. Although Margot doesn't look really nearly as old as Ed, who's like 85, right?
She's about the same age.
I guess she looks a little younger. I guess about the same age, and
Here's something funny. Actually, I actually saw a sped up version. It was age. What the caption read? Aging 50 years in 20 seconds. So I saw a 20-second video of them putting the makeup on Joel Kinnaman.
Yeah. On Joel Kinnaman, yeah.
It was interesting.
It was nice to see him be young again before he leaves.
Yeah, right.
Actually, he's de-aged here, right? Like he looks. Joel Kinnaman is 46 years old in real life. So he's kind of de-aged there, but it was nice to see him. I mean, I guess I was just a little bit torn about it because he gets this big death scene, and I get it that he's the star, right? And I get it that he's the first person to die of old age. And I get that, I did really like the way, or did you like the way Kelly and Alex like come around here in the end?
Yeah, I also like the fact that. When Kelly, I wanted to smack Kelly actually. I mean, I get it, but she's like, oh, Dad, I'm calling in the best specialist in the, we can get, and they'll be here soon, and we're gonna fight this. And he's like, no, I don't want to fight. Like, I'm done fighting. Like, enough is enough.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get it from her perspective, but. I love that, she's like, oh yeah, I know. I called Deb, and I'm not going on the, I'm not going to Titan, and it's like, the hell you aren't, like, you're not gonna use me as an excuse not to do this and everything. So I like at the end there when he's like, hey, where are you going? She's like, I'm going to look at my ship, and he's like, there we go.
Well, I mean, Ed, for better or worse, Ed never chose his family over the space. He always chose space over his family, always, right? He always, to the point that he has never come home from Mars since he got there, right? Even when Kelly went home with Alex, even when like Ed, I feel like Ed always, when did Ed ever, okay, I guess Ed, when he got busted down, after Shane died, he stayed home for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Because he and Karen were shattered. By the way, did you notice this whole part where it was in Korea? The other pilot who was killed was named Shane.
Yes.
Like, they named Shane after his.
Yep. Yeah, I caught that.
Yeah. And so, that was kind of nice, I guess. There was like some full circle stuff, but yeah, this also, they have been showing a very difficult relationship between Alex and Ed for a long time. Well, Alex and Ed, right? Like Ed is very like, I mean, he's kind of
he's Ed.
He's a dick. Ed's an ass, right? He's always an ass, and he's like mean to Alex. He's like, man up, Alex, be a man. He's mean to him and a lot and brusque. And it was nice to see them have this moment. And actually, Kelly's gone, and when he's on his deathbed, it's Alex who's beside him, right?
Yeah. It was funny when the scene when Kelly was like, oh, we're going to get you help and we're going to fight this and everything. I kept waiting for Ed to be like, if you don't stop, I'm going to die right now.
Yeah, it was, I mean, you're right. It was very annoying. She's like, we're going to try this. She was very all about like finding a remedy. And Ed's like, look, I've been hiding it for like a year or two or whatever, right? The only person who knew was Dima, the doctor, who, I don't know a picture of Dima. It wasn't up, but they've been friends since the first mission.
Forever. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Forever.
And Ed's like, I'm choosing to, not have treatment and die up here. And then we get all this, like, I enjoyed this. Like, we got to see young, I see Gordo again, right? This is from their first Apollo mission. They look fantastic. They got, Karen. I was remembering this actress's name so I could tell you how psyched I was they got her back for this, because she's been dead for a while on the show. And I love that, I kind of like that. Were these just scenes from Ed's past? No, I felt like as he was dying, he was reliving and remembering these things. He was thinking of Karen. He was thinking of Gordo, right? He was thinking of his like time and space. I felt like these were, right? Like, did you feel like, I feel like he was having this experience.
Her name's Chantel Van Santen, by the way.
Thank you, Chantel Van Santen. Yeah, because I missed her. I hated the way they killed her.
Yeah, I was really upset when they killed her too.
I mean, they gave her a lot of growth, and
they killed her.
Yeah, I mean, she really grew and found, in the beginning she was just Ed's wife, and she grew and got to this point, and then they like kill her. They like blow up a bomb and kill her. But yeah, I guess I liked all this. There's this this whole other part of the episode.
That's what I was just going to say. Mostly I was going to say like about Miles. I don't think this is going to end well, especially between him and what's his daughter's name? Lily. Lily's going to be fucking pissed.
Lily's growing up to be a bit of a revolutionary or a rebel, right? Like Lily is like not liking what's going on.
You know what's funny? She gets arrested for spray painting. Mars Lives or whatever the hell she
sprays it on Lenya's apartment, I think.
But what's funny is the fact that the show the season starts with her doing that and getting away, showing how much smarter she is than anybody else.
Yeah.
And then it's like it feels like she got caught pretty simply by doing something like in broad daylight.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was kind of uneven, and it felt manufactured just to continue this storyline with Miles and him spying on his friends. Like, it's not going to end well for him. His daughter's going to beat his ass.
I mean, they're setting it up to be a little bit like, so when Miles first went to Mars, he was the rebel. He was a black marketeer and a criminal, and now he's establishment, and now his daughter is like, chafing. I guess a lot of what's going on here is the fact that Mars is, so supposedly there's a coalition of governments from Earth that control it, but it's really corporations. It's really Helios and Kuragan that really run the show. Yeah. They have no rights. They're just corporate. They all have a corporate contract and they have no actual rights. And there's There's a rebel. Clearly, this is going towards a rebellion, right? Clearly, this is where this is going. That they're going to rebel against their lack of rights, and so we have all these. I love that. So last week we talked about the MPK, the Mars Protect, whoever they are. This week somebody calls. This week somebody calls them the woodpeckers.
Well, they've called them woodpeckers before.
Oh, I didn't notice it before, but they're the woodpeckers is now what we'll call them forever, right? And it's all like terrible corporate, like overreach, really. I mean, we see a lot of I mean, they're making some really bad decisions, right? Like here, woodpeckers.
She's the only good one.
She's the only good one. Well, she's the only one who has a brain and who really wants to figure anything out.
Oh,
right?
Speaking of her, I have a question.
Yes.
Oops, wrong button.
Am I disappointed that she had no scenes with Joel Kinnaman? Yes, I am.
You know what? I didn't even think about that past week one. No, so she goes down, you know, she's basically doing her own investigation because nobody's listening to her.
Yep.
And she goes down into the slums and she's asking around about stuff and everything. And there's some shadowy figure who whacks her upside the head.
Oh,
which I don't understand. I don't understand how she got two black eyes if he hit her in the head with a pipe.
I know if he hit her right in the nose, I get it, right? Maybe he beat her up more after we saw that.
Maybe. But
I think
here's my question.
Don't you? It was Fred. It was absolutely Fred. Don't you think?
All right. Well, there you go. I didn't even get to ask my question. You answered the question before I asked it.
Do you think it was Fred?
Yeah.
The guy who was, I don't picture him, but he's her supposed friend, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, so she goes to her boss, whose name is, I forget his name, the guy with the accent, who's a total lackey.
What's from Jackass?
He's totally up Lenya's butt, right? And he's like, first of all, he didn't want to hear about it. He's uninterested. He was immediately like, "Oh, this is a suicide." And then when Cecilia's like, "Oh, it's not a suicide. Maybe he's like, good work," but he's not really interested in that. I think he's in on it. I think Fred's in on it. I think it was Fred who whacked her in the head.
I think it was Fred also. That was going to be my question because that all seemed like, I don't know. It just seemed like they're focusing too much on Fred. And they got the mystery person had the same build as Fred.
And then Fred comes to the hospital. It's like, "Oh, are you okay? Oh, I'm going to give you 6 weeks off." I'm like, that's the dumbest thing you could do. Now she has nothing but free time to investigate this crime, which, you know, clearly
they don't want her to do. And I don't think, I think Fred's involved in some way, but I don't think her boss is involved. I think he's just an idiot.
He's pretty dopey, yeah. This is reminding me so much of The Expanse, and it's reminding me a lot of some other things politically in the world, like, you know, the part where they don't focus on this very much because the action all takes place on Mars, but we know that Earth is very there's a lot of problems on Earth because of the advancements in science have caused a lot of job losses on Earth, right? And the mining up on Mars is taking money and tax revenue away from Earth and putting it on Mars. And there's a lot, like, we don't see that much of it. We see more like the Mars. I guess what we're seeing on Mars reminds me of The Expanse, what happened with the Belters, where they were the miners and they were treated badly and they had an uprising, right? Remember that?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they were expecting to get all this money from the asteroid, and then Ed hijacked it.
Well, yeah. So Earth gets nothing. So now that Ed is gone, so let's talk about that. So Ed, there's a little bit of Ed who was a little bit of I don't feel like Ed's rebel hero status was real. I think I don't know that Ed ever really cared about the people that he fomented rebellion, but I always felt it was more about Ed was pissed. And so Ed he was very self-serving. I always felt. Yes.
But his final heroic act was about somebody else. Like, he didn't have to help Lee. It didn't serve him in any way, shape, or form.
No, I mean Lee was his friend for like 40 years, right? But
Right. Yeah.
You're right. It was to help a friend. But Ed was always about like, I mean, Ed was also really mad that Lee shouldn't be brought to Earth. It was not fair. He had right, like Ed was also politically angry about that also, right?
Yeah.
But Ed never, I mean, Ed from start to finish was a wholly selfish character.
Yes.
He wasn't really that likable. I mean, he was likable, but he was not really a good guy.
I wouldn't say he wasn't a good guy. I mean, Karen cheated on him first.
No, that we know of. Yeah, I mean, Gordo was a total like horn dog, but we don't.
Yeah, no, Ed was always faithful. Remember when he tried to cheat on Karen after he found out that she was sleeping with somebody, and he couldn't do it?
Yeah, and then he couldn't do it. Yeah, when they were split up. Yeah.
Yeah, Gordo was a different fucking story.
Gordo was a playboy, yeah, but Ed, okay, so that's fair. But Ed, everything Ed did in his job was very self. You know, he was very everything.
Yes, he was. I mean, him and Gordo both had that flyboy mentality, you know.
Yeah.
And for the time period, it is what it was, you know.
Right.
Not saying it's right or wrong, but it was an interesting journey.
So I think I told you last week, I feel like his death is a little overdue. Like I feel like
I agree.
Yeah?
No, yeah, I agreed with you last week.
You did. He's been holding the show back a little. Like I feel like other characters have been unable to advance so much.
I gotta say, honestly, it's kind of funny actually. I'm hoping I think they're gonna focus a lot more on the kids now. Honestly, because when you think about it, you know, season 6 is going to jump another 10 years, and you know, so who are you going to focus on at that point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think they have failed to really develop Kelly very much. I mean, Aleda, she's a season 1 character, and she's been a lot, so I could see her going on. But Kelly, they sort of dropped the ball a little bit. But Alex, I
mean, because. I mean, it's actually, it's kind of, I feel like it's got to be the kids, because as the show went on through the years, you know, we've had characters come and go, but they always added a surplus of characters. You know, like last season we got Miles pretty much, you know, that was the main focus.
Yeah.
And now this year we're getting the kids. But it's like we don't have, other than Kelly and Aleda, we don't have any legacy characters. That's it. That's two. I mean, Miles was, you know, I mean, he's got 1 year under his belt. You know what I mean? It's like whereas they had established. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we had established characters. So like, if one went away, like, you know, Gordo and Tracy, they went away, but you had all these other characters to pick up the slack and then introduce new characters. I just feel like they kind of.
But you kind of didn't, because Shane died. Danny had a horrible storyline that went totally sideways, and they killed Danny, right? With his psycho, whatever. Jimmy is just in prison and he's gone. Like, when they brought up a younger generation, they couldn't develop them and they had to kill them, right? So this is the first kids that have really been developed.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
not developed, but that have a chance to go on.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the continuation, and to have characters, like I feel like what I'm trying to say is, I guess we don't have enough characters, because they like had your ensemble to start with, and then you brought in here and there, and then you they after season 3 got rid of 90% of the cast. Yeah. I mean, think about it. Last season we had Miles, Ed, Kelly, Danny, and Aleda.
Well, Danny. And we had Samantha. Samantha's dead now, yeah.
Right, and she was a new character that didn't even come back for this season. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like they're their core is lacking.
I feel like this season is Miles, Lily, and Alex.
Yeah. And the Russian girl, who we haven't really seen much of.
Who hasn't had much of a role yet, but could have a lot, because we know that the Russian governor and his wife, Lady Macbeth, right? He would his plan was, let me go to Mars and become governor of Mars, and then I'll run for president of the Soviet Union, which, hello, is still the Soviet Union and not Russia, right? He's like, let me, and his wife's like, you can do it. You can fix this. This is going to go wrong for him, right?
Well, of course it is.
And Lady Macbeth.
But yeah, I feel like they really need to establish. I mean, and this is how many episodes? 10, right?
Yeah.
So we got 7 episodes to really establish our core characters for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I don't know where the story goes in season 6.
I don't know either. It's been approved, but we have this whole season to go, which seems to be about like a worker rebellion, unionization, whatever. Where does it go in 6? I don't know. There's a little bit of a foreshadowing in that Kelly is planning to go to Titan, which is a moon of Saturn, right? So they're going to skip Jupiter, go right to Saturn.
Who knows? Maybe next season 6 is we're going to be on Titan the whole season. Who knows?
I don't know.
I hope not, but that's another story.
Anyway, I guess we'll see. We're done with this.
I want to put up B's comment real quick. I love that opinion. It's time for that character to die. I've taken flack for saying that, but sometimes it's just true.
Yes. B, we're always happy for you to give us that opinion, and we'll talk about it, because sometimes the character just has to die.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes more than one. I mean, sometimes we have a show that has like kind of a big cast, and we're like, can you please kill like 4 or 5 people so we can have a story? It happens sometimes. So, anyhow, right. I think let's wrap this up. We're done with that. Jamie, welcome back.
Wow, I didn't even see her pop back in.
No, any more announcements?
Yeah, just a recap of the announcements. Don't forget that Thursday we have a Daredevil watch party.
Hold on. And how about tomorrow? How about
I was coming back to that. Let's say we have Daredevil watch party at 9:30 Eastern on Thursday and live stream at 11 for Daredevil. But first, come back tomorrow night at 10 Eastern for our trivia night. We're gonna have lots of fun from games and trivia, so make sure that you join us, and hopefully I will get my video back by then and have a surprise for you guys. That's
surprise.
We'll also have another, I'm going to finally give another from live stream announcement. I'll go ahead and give it tomorrow during trivia, so you guys, that way we'll get you to
come to trivia, find out who Jeannie's next.
Otherwise, you're never going to know. Have to show up for trivia now.
And I don't know if I said it in the chat or I said it out loud. But anyway, Dieter has worked to get a giveaway for us as well. I don't know. Got to figure out when we're going to do it. We'll be doing that soon, and that's more From stuff. So yeah, lots of fun From stuff to come, interviews to come, and the interview.
One interview
with Harold Perrineau should be up the first week.
Your interview with Harold Perrineau? What?
Yes, that will be up either the night of the premiere or before. I'm hoping before the premiere. I got to make sure there's no spoilers, but that video interview will be up very soon. And then, like I was saying in the chat, I am going to be finishing up my review, non-spoiler review, to post either before I go to bed or sometime early tomorrow. That'll be going up.
How does that work?
How does what
your
work?
review, a non-spoiler review of From? It's one sentence. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, no spoilers. Look, we're not allowed to give spoilers, so
I know that's what I'm saying. How do you do a review?
I think you can say something like there's really good.
I should have been done already.
There's really good character conflict, and the mystery gets deeper, and you'll be less frustrated, and like shit like that. You can say, right?
Yeah, and about whether or not you might get some answers and things like that without giving what they are. But anyway, that'll be out, and I'm going to try to make a video for that too. But I will be doing recaps and reviews once the episode's release as well. That will be full with spoilers, but that isn't until after they air. And then also don't forget Saturday night at midnight into Sunday morning, we'll have our first watch party for the new season, as well as Sunday at 9 because
Saturday night at like midnight.
Yes, Saturday night, midnight will be the first watch party. And then we'll also do it again Sunday at 9. And our live streams, our deep dive is 10:30 on Sunday and 10 on Monday for our
review was Monday with us, with me and AJ.
So lots of From stuff, you guys. So make sure you keep coming.
Okay, and one more thing. Daredevil people, don't forget, Jamie's interview goes up tomorrow with the actress who plays Vanessa.
Yes, that will be up tomorrow as well. So it's fun. And also, I think I'd mentioned this before, but I have for Criminal Records an interview with Peter Capaldi and Cush Jumbo, which will be up soon as well, which I'm so excited about. That's on Thursday. I've wanted to interview him for a long time. So that's really
You're my favorite doctor.
Yes, he is my favorite doctor.
He is.
So that will be coming as well. But yeah. All right, guys. Well,
thanks,
right
guys.
now,
All right.
watch the new Daredevil. Are you gonna come, Karen? Or
Yeah, I'll come. Okay. I need a few
All
minutes, but then I'll be there.
All right.
Good
About
night, you guys.
10 minutes.
Night,
or so
everybody.
watch Daredevil, guys. Come over to Discord. I'll post the link. I forgot to post the link. I'll post the link right now in the chat. If you're not a member, make sure you join our Discord. And it has our schedule and all that good stuff.
And like and subscribe and hype.
Yeah, subscribe to Sci-Fi Vision, everybody. We're at like 1927, I think, or something like that. We want to get up to 2,000, guys. So tell your friends, and yeah, we'll see.
Tell your enemies.
Create like 4 or 5 more email addresses and join. Subscribe.
Yes. Make lots of YouTube accounts. All right, guys.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Good night.